Well, hello there, Boxy. Hello again. How are you?
Hello, hello. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I am good. I am excited. We're going to be doing a best of three between LCG and the Rats today.
Also, huge hello to literally everyone else who is about to tune in with us or already is in the chat with us. But yeah, like you said, LCG versus the Reds, we're in close playoffs now, right? And the one thing that we didn't quite know yesterday, but then we looked at the qualified teams for the major, the qual. I think I froze. I froze a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Um, all the teams that have qualified for closed playoffs today are also qualified for the major because there are 4 spots to give out, and 8 teams made the closed playoffs, and 4 teams out of these closed playoffs are already qualified. So, yeah, I'm overcomplicating this, but essentially, every team that is in the closed playoffs now will be at the major in January. So, yeah,
I'm excited. I'm
you're excited?
I'm
Okay.
excited to do a best of three. We get to flex. We get to flex
hmm
the big boy casting muscles.
Yeah, so let me just look at my notes. LCG in Swiss finished fourth, Reds finished fifth. LCG had a 2-1-1 record of wins, ties, and losses, respectively. Reds went 1-2-1. And they actually played each other and they tied yesterday. Today we have best of three, so someone will need to eventually win. But who do you think will take it? Who do you think is taking it?
I put all my channel points on LCG. I think they've
Okay.
got a strong thing going. I've seen a couple of their games. Very strong. Uh, if they have a strong start, they see themselves through to the end. Like other teams where it can go back and forth. We saw yesterday, Global Breakout was down and then just stormed back. I've noticed that LCG kind of, if they start strong, it finishes strong.
hmm Well, LCG are also the first all EU team, so we kind of gotta be homers and just kind of root for them. But yeah, I think Reds can definitely put up a fight. But this is something we were talking about yesterday as well. Is like, it's best of threes now, meaning it's not just who wins this one specific game. It's also endurance, mental resets, like all of that plays such a huge part now, and it wasn't really that apparent yesterday. So could go either way really. But I guess let's go straight into map one.
We're already seeing that Rats is taking a strong approach to wanting to get club open to get control of club, especially if you get control of that stage area. You can oversee on the club, allows you to pretty much just have someone set up there and cover any rotates, especially if people are playing in office and want to go around and coming from behind. uh you've got LCG also prepping for that. They've got Molotovs prepped there, barbed wire, getting prepped
hmm
there. A grenade is going to be brought, and a smoke grenade. So we're already down one grenade on the attackers, as well as bringing a shotgun. So we're going to be down a shotgun. We got the clacker, obviously to open the door. Don't forget your clacker, kids. Make sure you talk that one through. Too many times people leave and they forget their clacker.
Yeah, there's only one barbed wire as far as I can tell. So having that grenade is, probably not the best thing for rats, but it is what it is now. They couldn't have known how many barbed wires the attackers or the defenders rather are gonna have, so it is what it is.
Yep.
Molly's already coming out though. That is pretty early on, but I guess the denial is super important. Also, let me correct myself. There's 2 barbed wires now. One is on club, so I guess they will actually get to use it. We see 2 players of the Rats already pushing in through reception though, trying to find a few easy
Ooh.
picks, but there's no one really playing there at the moment.
Long range shotgun ain't gonna work. Oh, but it is. Pistol just goes down. Lynn's gonna fire through the wall and get Sick Gamer.
Yeah,
We
refrags coming
have
out from both sides. Strikel gets one, Lind, one in return, and Roach also gets one. So currently, we have the Rats in a favorable position by one player, at least in terms of man count. I don't think we can just ride out LCG either. They still need to hold only for 15 more seconds. A few wallbangs coming out, but nothing hitting so far. The barbed wire is still up, still a slight problem. Also, flashbangs coming out onto players of LCG, and obviously that could be a little bit of a problem. But Roach is already on the bomb, just sticking. They're already halfway done with the defuse. A bunch of frags comes out. Roach gets 2. Sinister Love gets 1 as well, and that is the end of LCG on round 1. Wow, that went by so fast. Nothing happened, and then bam, everything exploded. You know, bullets were coming from everywhere. Mollies were coming from everywhere. Flashbangs were also coming from everywhere, and just like that, everyone was dead. And here we go, on to round 2. Bomb finally fully defused.
Yeah, you kind of
Also,
see at the end there on the map, or I don't think we saw it on stream, but what I was seeing, LCG kind of circling for Pistage when he was behind the bar, that his Molotov went wide as they were pushing in, and they were kind of just circling. I have a feeling they were talking about, just a late Molotov and it going wide. Just kind of allowed them just to basically be like, okay, well, no one's on that left side watching club, so we're just gonna kind of walk right in. Even if I have a shotgun at range, it doesn't matter. And they kind of just walked in there into club there. No real pressure on that right side, and some shots through the walls to whittle them down. So when they did take the fight head on, attackers just obviously still had that health advantage, and were just able to easily clean that up.
yeah, also a bunch of clean refrags coming out from what I've seen, so I'm definitely excited. And here we are on Killdome, so what do you think we can expect off of this specific tile?
Okay, so these are one of my this tile set is why I really like Kill House, which I know it
Hmm.
says that like, oh, I only like a few select, which is true. Castle here is super important. The fact that bomb site and gate are in that same open area, and holding top of castle, super important. The fact that they can just wait up there, wait for them to peek, throw Molotovs. They don't have to do anything but just hold upper castle. Now, with that said, I would say getting that castle wall open is important. That door to kind of their east there. I think that's super important to take control of that, to clear that out, because if attackers control top of castle, especially if they have, let's say, a saber or even a tar, they control all of that area, can just cover them, and if someone goes to peek them from jungle area, they can still cover it, or they could just smoke it.
Hmm. Okay. Well, the button also spawned inside this time. Like, you know, if anyone remembers yesterday, we were also watching Killdome. The button for Castle actually spawned outside, so that was an interesting one. I've never seen that before, but it is very safe, you know, just in the middle of the castle this time around. And do you think we're gonna see either like the attackers push to get the button or to get the lights even? Maybe.
I think we're just gonna see a standard split. We're gonna see beach, and then it looks like they want to go at the base of jungle. Now, keep in mind this is their second door charge, so that means I believe factory is the next map, and they only have the door charge to use.
Yeah, they saved the Clacker in round 1, so, you know, they have at least 1 remaining, even if they lose this one, so at least there's that. And you really need the wall charge for the docks, usually on factory, but, a door charge is sometimes useful, sometimes not, at least from what I've seen in my very limited experience. But we already have a few players pushing into beach here, and let's see if they can get a strong footing there. We also have some pushing through the red doors on the other side there, close to jungle. But so far, no real shots have gone out yet. I think defenders are
Pistage is
just
doing
fine.
his best to stay pretty hidden back there. I don't think he's let anybody know that he's there yet, as Roach and Playbug are pushing up through base. Schreikel is playing back at beach, so if Pistage peeks, he may just get a cheeky shot, but they do know he's there as they throw the flashbang and quickly get him down. Pablo's going to return fire and get at least one in honor of his best friend who died, kind of getting their attention. The mop shots are coming out. I believe no connections yet, as they're going to fire onto Roach, who quickly runs for cover into base, as Playbug pushes up with a splash in the middle of an open field. Not going to really work for him as he goes down to Toxic.
Yeah, Sinister Low finds one, Schreikel finds one as well, and all of a sudden, it again is shaping out to be a Rats round. The bomb defuse starts coming out, and the Molly will actually stop Roach from defusing fully. The other 2 players from Rats are pretty far away. They need to push. Only 20 or 35 seconds left, excuse me, and they don't know exactly what to do. A few pre-fires coming out, but nothing connects as of yet.
Pablo picks up another kill on Sinister, who's trying to peek. It's up to Schreikel, who's got this saber, and he's going to take a quick fight with the pistol.
Oh.
Pablo goes down. Toxic with the mop. He's got 50, 60. 3 more seconds left, Toxic. You gotta do something here as he rushes. It
He
doesn't
gets
matter.
it! How do
Schreikel
you get
sticks
away
it.
with that?
Schreikel sticks it as Toxic goes for the long flank, but all Toxic is going to be able to do is deny them Clacker and the Saber. But Toxic keeps the Mop, which is good for them, but it doesn't matter. You lost the round.
Yeah, how are you allowed to get away with that tricle? I don't know. Man, you rushed. There were 2 people inside still. You had a pistol in hand. You killed one, and the other person was just too busy reloading, hiding in a corner, trying to, play time, and that ended up biting them in the ass because they started saving way too fast, or rather hiding, not saving.
And
But
that
yeah.
really sucks because like I even wrote down big bold letters Pablo Molly, like he did exactly I predicted it. Like holding that location is so crucial. They started the defusing. Pablo with the best molly he's probably thrown so far, even though it's only round 2. And he denied the plant. He set them up. They got open kills. It was going so well, and then they just kind of let them defuse.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but like you said, we're on factory now. A bunch of long angles. The mob has been saved by the defenders. The saber has already been dropped by the attackers, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, no saber.
No
They're down to
saber.
clackers. They've only got 1 clacker and the wall
Wall
charge.
charge. Yeah. Well, so we could probably expect to see it on the dogs there. And, I don't think a lights push is too far fetched, but they will have quite a hard time pushing through, through dock into boiler, in my opinion, unless they use a bunch of utility like smokes and flashbangs to kind of cover their push. But we haven't really seen lights play yet, and this is the last round of the set. So if you don't use your MVGs now, you never will. Might as well bring them along and then see if you actually need them in the end. What do you think we're gonna see in terms of defense? We obviously only have like 15 seconds left in the prep phase.
Well, we see that attackers do have power circled. I do think they're going to make a power play.
Mhm.
So if I was the defenders, knowing that this is last round, this is probably the best time to use power. Um, I would be setting up near that power, unless we're just going to give it to them. It looks like they're bringing their flares, which is good. New players, please remember to bring your flares. You can pick them up. You can move them. They don't want you to throw them.
Oh
Wonderful
yeah.
items. Um, so we're gonna see if those flares are gonna be any use. If the power gets knocked out, and they are gonna use the wall charge onto that door, and the Molotov comes out as defenders get a little bit of breathing room. Toxic with that quick barbed wire placement, as I know we've mentioned before on why holding that wire is important to create new choke points, especially since they do have their grenade if they want to use that to get rid of it. Roach is already down to about 15 health. Sick Gamers are also getting some tags on him. It's looking
Yeah.
pretty good for LCG so far. Getting some little
Yeah.
tags on every now and then.
Roaches are just not bringing any towers as well. Like, this is one of the maps where there's so many long angles. You've already lost your saber. At least maybe bring a tower or 2 with you. But they all opted to use the APs mostly. And, that is something that we don't see quite often. And obviously, I'm not super knowledgeable in the game, but I see no reason why you would do that. Anyways, they actually got control of Boiler now, so Light should be pulled any second as soon as they actually, they're walking up those catways, the catwalk, sorry. But Toxic will actually kill Sick Gamer as soon as he walks up, and Roach will quickly follow him in his demise. And now there's only 1 person left in Boiler. Another person is playing close to the server from, but I don't think they've actually made it in so far. Now they have smokes are coming out. There's just so much utility going on, and they've both missed Toxic. I think Toxic is behind them. He's up on the catwalk now, and he will retreat to safety. The lights have also been pulled, which is, obviously a huge thing for the attackers, but they still need to push, and they're in a huge man deficit. It's a 3-5 currently in Playbug. It's pretty low on HP, but then, on the other hand, so is Toxic. Flashbangs are coming out, some shots are coming out, and finally Playbug will get 1. There's a few shots flying towards him, but they did not quite connect yet. He's still at 60 HP, still up and kicking. He gets another one. Schreikel also gets 1, but Halls 2 Lynch shots right after, and it's all up to Playbug actually in the 1v2. There we go. He gets the first one, still needs to find 10 seconds left, even if he gets him no time to defuse. But it's the last round of the set, so you might as well go for it. Oh, he actually is defusing, and the shots from Pistage connect. So, yep, 2-1 split. Or set, rather.
Very, very good hold by LCG. I hope this is the round that kind of gets them back. It was a very good hold. Gamer and Roach just kind of went one by one there in Boiler Room. I think they were looking uh, for the initial killer, and then
Hmm.
since he dipped away, they like hello, and then they just dropped by an Ingmar from range. It was someone else that was there, and it kind of fell apart, as you said. I believe was it Pablo that was under the stairs? That No, it was
Toxic, I
Toxic.
think.
Toxic
Yeah,
was yes,
toxic.
Toxic was under the stairs, and even with NVGs, that smoke ended up coming back to bite them as he was able to slip through there,
Hmm.
and as you said, get out to safety, and it was a lot of just some slight misplays there by Rats. I think if
Yeah.
maybe a little bit smokes were a bit better, they didn't take so much early damage. Could have gone differently.
Yeah, I don't think there are any huge crucial mistakes from Reds besides maybe, bringing no towers or any wrong long range weapons. But like the small misplays, like you said, pretty much, added up and it ended up costing them the first round. But they still are around up. They started it off very, very dominantly today. So, I don't think there's any cause to worry for them just yet. We'll see how they do as they defend this time around, though.
So the one of the neat things that I've always thought of due process is obviously if you attack a certain way, your thought process is, are they going to do that? Are they going to be as cheeky as we were? Should we set up for that? So as you can kind of see, they're not really keeping track of reception. They got that big X. Like, no, we don't want to. We don't even want to deal with that. Just put a barbed wire at the door. We're not even going to mess with that. As you see LCG basically with clear cut. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna watch that corner. We're gonna flash that one. So we can see if we're obviously gonna see if Rats decides to play there, which we will then see they will be met with their untimely demise, or if
Mhm.
they are actually just going to give reception and office up, have some utility be wasted on nobody, and they just kind of set up in the lockers and the club area, or if they're even going to give club up. And we also see Sinister with the auto shotty. I don't believe LCG brought the auto shotty at all.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it either, but let's see if Sinister Love can, make use of it. Definitely interested to see what happens here. Like you said, they're pretty much just set up on the lower part of the map, and they've just given reception away for free. They're just, kind of holding off their part of the map. They're not overextending, which can also be a strat. But from what I've heard, at least, you usually want to push in a way where you can, like, kind of hold your position, fire a few shots, then fall back. Strikel will pre-fire a few bullets, but I don't think he will connect any of them just yet.
You got a
He
couple
is
hits
holding his own,
on.
though.
You got a couple hits on Flecken and Toxic. But they are taking their time to clear. They are going to use the grenade to get rid of the locker's barbed wire.
The smokes and flashbangs also coming out, and most of Courtyard is actually
Through the window, Playbug is
through
going to
the
fall to
window.
Pistage there. And now they're going to keep track of that window. Defenders now aware of that window, but Roach is going to take a second chance at that. Another smoke's going to come
Oh,
out. Sinister's returned with the auto shotty, though. He's going to get
oh
one.
no,
He's going to
oh no.
not get two. As is
Yeah, but
complete chaos on the bomb side.
Sick Gamer is there to refract though, and it is a 1v2 at the moment. Pistage and Lin need to attack Roach, kill him off. Pre-fires are coming his way, but they do not quite connect as of yet. 40 seconds left, and right now, he just needs to hold. Pre-fire's coming out. He gets the first one. That is Lin falling, and now Pistage, who is on about 50 HP, has his job cut out for him. Obviously, defender weapons usually on paper better than the AP-25, and there
Oh,
we go. A pretty nice shot from Roach to finish off round 4 and bring his team to a 2-round lead once again. Good
Roach
round.
with a very clutch 3K right there. Lot of utility wasted by
I
I wouldn't say wasted, but used by
get the auto
LCG.
shotty. No auto shotty. Okay, well, you were talking about Sinister Loaf's auto shotty, and I expected so much more from that auto shotty. We saw the one kill and then almost the second one, but the shotty ran out of ammo, and so Loaf switched to the pistol and then didn't quite connect. But yeah, I feel like the shotgun was in such a powerful position. It could have done so much, and it just ended up falling short. And that's kind of disappointing, but Red Steak, round 4 nonetheless, and we're back on your favorite map.
Yeah. We're gonna touch a little bit on that 3K. That's a super important round. As I said,
Okay.
you only have 4 smokes, 2 grenades. Well, now you're down to 2 smokes, 1 grenade. You know, you're
Hmm.
also down a shotgun. So a lot of it kind of forces you to do a certain plan at that point when you're down that much utility. Uh, Especially now here that we say they want to use another smoke in jungle. So now if you bring that smoke for factory, you're only gonna have one
Hmm.
smoke. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna have that one smoke, and it seems like here they're kind of toying with the idea of two explosives. So you're really limiting yourself going into that factory map, that open map. But they may already have a set idea for what they want to do on factory, to where it's okay, we can waste what we want. We're not going to need to do that. But that's something to also keep in mind for any people picking up due process, is that your economy matters. What you want to do one round, if it fails, what you want to do the next round may not. You may have to think of something new on the fly.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do what you want to do because you've either wasted that utility, or Jimmy brought the clacker in and died, and you're trying to find where Jimmy died, and it's a mess.
Yeah, bring in two explosives from LCG. I think would be kind of redundant here. Again, I'm no expert. I'm still learning the game, but we've seen the problems that Roach has had because their entry points on Factory were so limited when they were attacking them. So saving as many explosives as you can for a Factory if you're LCG, I think makes a lot of sense here. And we're still gonna see a push from the red doors up there. We're also gonna see a push from Beach coming out. So we're not completely eco on those explosives, but I think they should have enough. They still have a door charge, right? And a wall charge for
Yes,
factory. Okay.
yes. So they did not opt to bring the wall charge, but they're doing the exact same push from as we saw Rats do. So let's see if they do it better. Let's see if they do it worse. We are
Yeah,
seeing more barbed wire in base though, so they are prepared for it. As
yeah.
gamers in the exact same location, I believe Pistage was, but he is going to get dropped by Toxic from the Saber, and base and beach control now fall to LCG.
Yeah, super quick control take there. Like there is so much map that LCG already have under control, and they just need to kind of push more slowly, more coordinated. Now Lind gets one as Roach gets one as well, and Sinister will get one of his own. So a bunch of frags coming out from both teams again, and suddenly we're in a 3v3. Lights get pulled as well. I hope they brought NVGs. The defenders obviously don't have them, and it's a huge deficit for them, but they at least have those flashlights that they can kind of use, and they kind of help. Anyways, 55 seconds left as the attackers are just playing it very slow right now. They're just holding their position. They're all kind of close to jungle, playing it super safe, and they, need to formulate a push. They need to decide on what they want to do, where they want to push from. There's still a bunch of barbed wire from base and going into pit, so going through there may be a little bit of a problem. But I guess we'll see what they actually end up doing. A bunch of shots and flashbangs coming out, but no kills as of yet. Lind gets one, though, and it's all up to Shrike and Sinister Loaf, on kind of buffering to clutch it
They're
all
going
up.
to drop the
Shrike
two
gets one.
kills.
Yep.
Toxic has the Saber, but he's going to rush straight across to Sinister here, and that is... What are you doing at that point, really? You're
Throwing.
trying to...
That's what I'm doing. Throwing.
All smoke grenades, gone. Saber, gone. NVGs, gone. I was... You were doing great. I was going to chime in. I was gonna say, if Rats want to make this a 5-1, they win this round, and then they're gonna win the next round. They just did it. How to waste all your utility? Remember what I was saying earlier? It forces you to do something that you don't want to do on the next map. Well, now you can't use power, and if you do, I'm pretty sure they picked up their NVGs, and they have the Saber, and they have the Mop in a long-range scenario. So
Yep.
this is not looking good for LCG. If LCG can prove me wrong and make it 4-2, then awesome. However, it's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is quite a huge, lead that Roaches or not Roaches, excuse me, Rats with the player Roach have garnered so far. But I don't think it's uncomebackable for LCG. And once again, this is a best of three, so this is only the beginning of tonight's fun, and there's still so much more of due process to be played before we can crown a winner for this specific matchup. So yeah, we're just, we're getting the feel for the water. I think the teams are just kind of, tipping their toes and they're seeing how the other team is playing. And I do hope to see a lot more counter stratting based off of how the enemy team plays in, maps 2 and potentially 3, or games rather. I keep saying maps because I come from Siege. Obviously, here we have a new map every round, and so saying maps is kind of,
Isn't that the fun part?
inaccurate. Yeah.
That no team really, there's none of those cheap, you know, pixel peaks,
Yeah, you're right. But
better.
there we go. We're finally gonna see this factory, and LCG have much better econ in terms of explosives and clackers and stuff, ready for the dog push for whatever else they want to push, be that office, be that something else. They can also go for those actually they had NVGs last round and they all died, so lights will be kind of hard and would make very little sense. I haven't ever seen attackers push without NVGs. They just kind of handicapped themselves. But
Yeah, Schreikel does have one of the NVGs with the mop. Now, for those that don't know, NVGs do not work with scoped weaponry. The Saber being the only exception, as it has some sort of brightness on its scope, but anytime you scope in, the NVGs do not follow you into the scope.
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Anyways, the attackers are slowly pushing in. Molly's coming out again, and that is super nice shot there. El Pablo will fall to the Saber, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, with rats on the floor, he's ready.
Oh yeah, there you go. A few more shots coming out, but none connecting as of yet. And it feels like LCG's attack just kind of stumped. Flashbangs are coming out into office, but no one's actually pushing in another Molly in office. And now's the time to push out, Playbug. I don't know why you're still there.
Playbug's just kind of giving some intel. He's going to see Toxic
Okay,
Pistage
there
kind of
we go.
dancing around. He waits for the
Nope.
flashbang to come out. He is going to get one, though, as he
How?
gets
How
out
do you get away
scot-free.
with that?
Toxic just kind of bailed on them. Says, see you later. That
Oh,
sounds
wow.
dangerous.
That is definitely a huge miscommunication there from, LCG, and they're in a huge man deficit. But as I say that, they actually even it out once again. Shots coming in from all sides. Lin gets 2 as Toxic gets 1, and then a second one, and now it's all up to Roach to try and clutch it up, but he's just getting shot at. He gets taken out, and that is the second round secured finally for LCG, and we're done with the first half.
Toxic and Lind with a nice two-person clutch there. Lind, though, flanked into Boiler. Like, he just walked into Boiler and basically saved Pistage in office. He was starting to lose that fight against Sick, and Lind was like, hey, don't worry, they completely forgot about me and Boiler. I got you, homie. And he shot at them through the window. They completely forgot about Boiler. And Lind was able to punish them for that. I'm actually impressed that they pulled that off. That was very, very good for them to kind of start gaining some momentum back, especially after that poor round they played before that, where like almost all of their utility was gone. Even their NVG is gone, and they were able to be like, you know what, that's not a big deal. We can still win this.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like the person bailing from office as their teammates were pushing in, like that just seems like such a huge miscommunication. You got to commit to it when your team is. It doesn't, it doesn't really make sense that you have your teammates dying right next to you, but you just decided to dip out a few seconds earlier, and then you're there to help no one. So I don't know. Somehow they still brought it back. We can harp on them too much, but it would be nice to see those little mistakes and wrinkles, ironed out in the future rounds, because we still have so many more rounds to go. And obviously, the better the teams do, the more enjoyable it'll be for us.
Especially when the games get close. It makes it quite fun. Especially when we get to, as I said, we get to see things like utility wasted and all these things just happen. It's just kind of like, you look at your notes, you're like, this team's going to do great. And you see that happen, and you're like, all right, just going to rip that out of the notes, put that to the side. But, so we're going to see this entrance push. They've already bringing the Saber, already bringing, the explosives, naturally, already bringing a grenade. So pretty heavy on utility, but naturally, something we said before, for any new people joining, grenades aren't really used for their lethality. They're used for being able to clear that utility that is the barbed wire. So, especially in choke points, like we see Hall over here, getting that grenade in there allows you to obviously quickly and swiftly get out of that choke point rather than being stuck in it and dying to a molly or someone near the end of the hall with an Ingmar.
Yep, pretty much what you just said. And what are we expecting here? Like, what do you think? Obviously, you know, the attackers already started pushing out, and it looks like they're going towards the entrance. They do have the door charge as well.
We are
But
seeing a heavy lobby hold from Rats, though, so this could
that's
be
true.
pretty bloody right off the bat right here.
The Saber also just ready there for the angles. No flashes coming in as of yet. Even I know that you can, you know, throw those flashbangs through those windows, and there we go. I think they finally went out. But
They got
yep,
the
there you
smoke on
go.
lobby door to cover that, but that smoke's not going to recover everyone, as Sinister is going to get a couple
Oh no!
hits there. He is going to get Lin, and he's going to get immediately reflagged by El Pablo there, who's going to hold, but they haven't seen Playbug yet.
He almost got away with it though. That is like the funny part. But yeah, like you said, Roach is also playing in loans, and he could be a huge problem later on. Pistage gets Strikel though, and once again the defenders are, you know, they are a men down, but they're still kind of vibing at the moment. If they can just hold their position, I think they're pretty okay. You know, we're on bank, and if you can't get into Vault is usually such a time waster because you need to go for the button, but
Pistage
right
is
now it's
already
already
in
open.
there.
Yep, he's already in there, but
Now
disregard
the
everything
defender's
I've
got to
just
play
said.
attack.
Only one defender is there's only Roach Life. The bomb is being defused, so we can just save at this point, I guess. Maybe try and get those exit frags, because there are still two alive. But if you could maybe just get the low of the both attackers. There we go. He will finish him off. The second one will also fall. No, he will not. Please survive, please survive. He doesn't survive. So Pistage will actually finish off Roach, but it wouldn't matter because the bomb had been defused for the past 10 seconds. Clacker also recovered, you know, textbook attack from the attackers.
LCG really bringing a lot of utility. 2 smokes, a grenade, and then obviously explosives. So they're really banking. No pun intended. I just realized that, and I feel bad. That you know their first big attack round, works,
Mm-hmm.
and Lord and behold, it did. We had the flank from Pistage once again. That came clutch for Lind. In the round before that, where he just walked into Boiler and Pistage walked through the vent and was just behind them and was like, "Hey, I'm here now. I'm gonna open this and start diffusing. I hope that's okay with you guys." And he just did it. He just did it. Literally, just walked in and said, "This is mine. We're gonna win this round. Hope you
Yep.
guys are cool with it." And just I think Rats are getting a little too complacent, which is dangerous. They're just
Yep.
kind of thinking, "Oh, okay, we look how quickly we just beat them on Kill House. They brought everything. Oh my goodness!" And then they lost. Well, I'm sure that's nothing. And they lost the exact same way again. No one
Yeah,
was
to
watching their
be
back.
to be fair, I assume, or at least from what I've heard, from what I've seen, even looking at, you know, the Twitch predictions, LCG were the kind of the hard favorites here. Like, you know, it wasn't like an expected blowout, but I still think that most people predicted LCG would take this. And so they had a slow start. Reds did extraordinarily well compared to what we predicted they would. And you know, I think LCG are slowly warming up to where they should be, to their form. They not only were they predicted to win against Rats, they also finished higher than Reds did in Swiss yesterday. So, you know, it makes sense for LCG to be doing better, but it did take them quite a while to actually get started, to load into the map, to get warmed up. But I think we're getting there now. And like you said, just pure stagnation coming out from Rats. And obviously they can get out of that, they can reset, and they can once again take the lead, or rather keep their lead intact. But they have a lot of work to do if they want that.
Yeah, we're on convenience store and a close encounter map. No auto shotty, not even a shotgun on the
Wow.
defenders' side. They do have the knack though. The knack is very good in close range. Lind trying to do what he did before, just a cheeky go through the green door and flank and kill everybody, but Roach is actually ready this time.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, as most of the attackers are, like you said, entering tellers. There's only one person to really contest them there, and let's see how long it takes them to spot them. But Lane is also playing close to the shed. Roach will just kind of fall off, though, giving control of storage should he choose to take it, and is now playing in office. But the kills will slowly start coming out, as there's a lot of wallbangs, as you can see. But nothing...
Toxic is going to take some damage from that Molotov, though, in a very panicked state.
True.
Kuan.
Oh! Sick Gamer gets two before finally being refragged. That was a nice double. Very much needed for Rats. And, you know, mollies are still coming out, but that was the last molly that Rats had, unless they have one lying somewhere in the corner. And they do have the man advantage. They just need to hold, but that has been a problem for them. They get overrun. They get complacent. There we go. Roach will get taken off as well, just as I said it. And now it's a 3v3. And, you know, surely the assault shotgun player is pretty low. Lind also takes a bit of damage, but will actually also get rid of Sinister Loaf. And now it's all falling apart for Rats. Once again, it's all up to Playbug and Shrike to try and clutch it out, but they're in a tough position. We see Shrike playing in Freezer, just kind of try and get a pixel. And if he hits those shots, he is, I guess, in a good position because two of the LCG players are pretty low. Now, all three of them are low, but it's still super hard as he gets flashed. As soon as he walks out the doors, Playbug also takes a lot of damage. It just gets Lind, but that is not enough, you know.
Another with the 3K.
Yep, another round for LCG, and
oh
like
no,
I
he
said,
got a 4K. He got a 4K. He actually got a 4K this time. I'm sorry.
All good. You seem to have a problem with 3Ks and 4Ks, so we'll let it slide. But yeah, I don't really know. I think LCG finally woke up, like I said, around before, and they're slowly but surely getting their momentum going, and they just seem more and more unstoppable. There have been so many rounds where we've seen Rats in a favorable position. Initially, they got those entry picks, or they've done a lot of damage, wasted a lot of their opponent's, you know, utility, but they ended up just overextending or picking when they shouldn't be, or not picking when they should be, and they just slowly but surely lose their lead literally every round when they do have that lead. So I don't know what they need to change. You should probably let us know. You're, you know, more skilled in the game, but obviously something needs to change, right?
I think what they kind of the unfortunate thing for that side was the wall bang that Lind was able to get right there. I think it was looking actually really good for Rats, but the panic that happened when Lind was hitting his shots and the return fire, I think that just threw them off, and then they just stormed in. You got two playing off site. All of a sudden now they have to retake site, but flashbangs being as strong as they are, even if you pushing in right on top of a flashbang as a defender, you're gonna die. Unless you are incredibly lucky that the kick kind of kicks you up to a headshot, or it doesn't kick you into the wall, you're not gonna get anywhere, really. But yeah, as you said, I'm really hoping Rats kind of get some fire back. We're seeing the fire being lit under the asses of all of LCG, and they are like, okay, yeah, we can't be throwing away utility again. That's a bad thing to do, and they're playing, they're doing it, they're really doing it. Boxy, I'm so happy that I thought this was going to be very quick for Rats. It was looking like they were gonna show up, put them down, but something happened after they lost all of their equipment that game. And
did you say the Rats are squirming?
Oh, they are squirming.
Okay, but yeah, let's see. This is the first time that they've been tied, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And let's see if LCG can actually take the lead for the first time. Smoke's coming out super early onto those windows. Obviously, they can be a death trap if you're not careful. So maybe the wise thing to do is actually to just use a smoke on them like they just did. You know, just eliminate almost all the possible angles there.
So I believe they used a wall charge on kitchen door.
Yeah.
Probably to feign that they're using a door charge, if they don't have any plans on using a wall charge later on. That is going to be Pistage dropping one of the Rats players already in a 5v4. Playbug is going to get tagged, and he's playing very close with that auto shotty, and a simple wall bang could put him down and the auto shotty out of the game. Roach is playing near long to see them in hallway. Toxic Pistage thinking about going that way. As the flashbang comes out, they are rushing. Sinister going to get some hits onto Pistage there. He's going to drop him. Roach, the frag onto Toxic. Playbug's going to go down to Pablo there through the wall bang. Roach down as well. Lin, quick office take. The hallway play was just the distraction. Nice Molotov.
Great Molly, yeah.
Some wall bangs going in. Pablo is pretty low here. Flecken also low with Lind. They do have the health disadvantage there, Shriekle, Rat, and Sinister. What are you going to do about it? You're going to run in there like a mad lad, drop two of them to the one-on-one, Lind and Shriekle, but no, Shriekle, down to Lind.
How do you get that? Oh my god, 5, 10, 24, whatever HP that was, 24 it was. But what a clutch. That looked so bad for the attackers. You know, they had the manpower, but they were all funneled on the bomb. Mollies were, you know, hurled towards them. They were all just... I don't know, it just looked so bad for them, but somehow they pulled through with the flashes, with the refrags, and they really shouldn't have been allowed to, but somehow Rats swung and died one by one. And LCG actually, you know, were able to take it. And this is their first time leading. They only need 2 more rounds, and they've secured game 1.
Our first flawless, by the way. Our first flawless round by LCG, which is actually stunning. And it's just unfortunate. You had Sinister, who got all 3 of the kills there. Wall bangs. The attack on the hallway kind of diverted defenders to that area as they just kind of swarmed onto the site, took it. Beautiful Molotov, by the way, to buy time. Yep. And that's something we've been seeing today is really good Molotov throws onto the bombs to deny those, fast defuses to allow the attackers like a lot of that time. Because for those that don't know, the timer that you start defusing stays. So if you get it to 50%, you can back away and knowing that you have only 5 seconds left. So denying that time there, really good.
Yep.
And they just stumbled again. Rats just kind of stumbled. They got 2 beautiful kills there. Sinister rushing in to get those 2 beautiful kills, just to then fall and that last 1v1, that 1v1 on Rust, that they just were not able to win. And LCG a very dominant first quarter on this back half.
Yeah, they really bounced back after the first few initial rounds where it really wasn't going their way, and I can't keep stressing this enough. I think Rats still have what it takes, but they've become so very complacent, and LCG have just, improved so much from their first round. They've just really warmed up, and Rats have kind of stayed the same. And once again, obviously LCG were the favorites, but I don't know. I still think we can get a better showing than we currently are from the Rats.
I think they showed pretty well. They just used all of their gas in the first half. And I think this is they need to find that gas station. They need to find that round that is the gas station, and they need to fill up, and they need to get back into it. Because it's still winnable by them. They're not out. We're not on match point yet. This could be match point for LCG, but we're not there yet, and we will deal with that, Devil, when we get to that.
Yep, for sure. And that is pretty fast entry there into lobby by the attackers. A bunch of flashes and smokes coming out, but also mollies to deny them entry into hole from the defenders. Lind is just playing there, but, throwing the molly, he also zoned himself off, and he will be taken out by Playbox, so that is, again, early advantage to Roaches, or rather Rats, oh my god. But, they haven't been really good at retaining that lead, so let's see if they can do it. There's also a player from LCG just pushing through the smoke, and that is very ballsy, but he will not get the kill. He will just take a lot of damage and fall.
He is going to get a lot of damage onto Sick Gamer, though.
That's true. But, still, when you go for a ballsy play like that, you really need to capitalize on it.
Well, not that play. I don't know what Flecken was doing there, but it's going to fall. I guess he was trying to get intel, but Gamer was still right there, gaming, and he pays for his crimes on trying to check. Pistage is going to fall for trying to go through accounting. Roach drops him immediately as he's watching into accounting. Playbug's going to try to go through the barbed wire in default, but Toxic's going to say, "What are you doing, man?" Roach is going to come around, drop to Pablo.
Oh my god. How does that happen? Sorry for cutting you off. I thought you were going to keep going. Regardless, all the defenders got eliminated. And finally, Roaches answer back. Why do I keep saying Roaches? Oh my god, Rats. They have a player named Roaches. I keep saying Roaches. They're Rats. Okay. I'm so sorry. Anyways, they finally answered back with one of their own rounds, and they've tied up the scoreline once again, so it's 5-5, and wow.
We're going to have a good series. I'm so excited. Be hyped. They're back. We found the gas station. We did it. We got there. We made it. We pushed that car all the way there, but we made it.
Yeah, we've seen a flawless round like 2 rounds ago, if I'm not mistaken. But this was actually still pretty close. Yeah, they lost like Reds lost 2 members at the end of the round, but they still picked apart the defense of LCG one by one. They isolated their gunfights like they needed to.
Well, they tried to isolate some of them. I think we saw Flecken just kind of I assume what he was trying to do was probably get intel and figure out what was going on, but he just did a quick peek, realized someone was still there because of his current health situation, tried to run away, and because his back was turned, gone. So that's a player down when you really didn't need it. If I was him, I would have just immediately come back, rotated near the lobby area in the front, where near the accounting rather, sorry, where you could have been able to hold them pushing in that other side of
Okay.
Vault, but instead they just kind of gave that up. Vault push on both sides. Once that flashbang hit both of them, it was all over. The attackers just
Yeah.
swarmed in, and not much they could have done.
We're back on C store, by the way. And wait, are the lights are okay outside in shed? Yeah, okay, I see. I thought they were spawned outside, but no, I'm just tripping.
Yep.
They are in the shed, so you need to obviously access them from the inside green doors. But 5-5, like we said, and we're back on C store. So expectations.
Well, Roach just drew something interesting there. He was debating on wall charge into shed and then cutting the power, which is a thing you can do. You can put the wall charge on that fence and just cut out the power immediately,
Mm-hmm.
forcing the defenders to get outside. Now it is covered, so don't think, oh, I have to go outside to turn the power back on. It is covered. You are safe from the UAV. You are able to turn on, the power again if it gets turned off. We're seeing Lind kind of prepping for that office. He is going to see if he can get some cheeky picks if anyone decides to turn the corner in arcade, which could be Sick Gamer. We're going to see if he falls for that or if Lind will drop fast. It could be a pick either way here.
Yeah, once again, we
Gamer.
see.
And it is. Lind gets the pick. Sick isn't even going to check. He's
Good
too
night.
busy looking at the door, and yeah, GN, easy, GN.
There is two
you know,
more players though from Red, just kind of on that window trying to get a refrag, and Lind is actually playing there, so they somehow managed to not spot each other out. But oh, the window's bulletproof. Never mind.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you learn new things every day, and this is what I just learned. But there's a few bullets are coming out in that direction, and they're trying to at least get a refrag, even if it is a late refrag onto Sick Gamer. But it doesn't look like it's gonna happen for now. Lin though, he's just kicking ass, taking names, and he also does some damage to Roach, I believe. But they've all of the attackers have now decided to just kind of push, through the shatters that they've broken, and Road just sprints in, no utility, but he has 2 flashbangs in hand. Pretty interesting, but he gets taken off before he can use either of them. Playbug also in a bad position, will get wallbanged from behind. Now it's all falling apart from the Rats once again, as Loaf and Tricol need to clutch a 2v5. They have plenty of time to work with. They also still people up close, obviously you want to shoot at people from far away. So maybe the save is the play here. We'll see. I wouldn't be against Sinister also playing for maybe an exit frag or two, but honestly at this point just save that saber, have it for next round because you may need it.
They could also be taking this time just to do like a tactical timeout to just kind
For
of get
sure.
their heads together and be
Yeah.
talking. That's something I know you say in Siege we see sometimes if you know nothing's going to happen, you just kind of take the rest of the round to be like, hey, what the heck went wrong? That early pick though, by Lind. Lind has been crucial for LCG. This current game, getting his picks, getting the flanks. He knows the assignment. He knows the
Yeah.
assignment.
But
A
it's
nice round up. See, I told you I'm gonna stutter.
all
But
good.
keeping the saber though for Rats is important going in. We are going to finally see match point. We got there, but as you were saying earlier, at the Rats, that gas station we got to, I think they put the wrong gas in. That car is sputtering. We're
Yeah.
stalling again,
You were you
especially
were
once they got that
talking
pick.
You were talking about the entry, like how Sick Gamer died, and yeah, that was obviously devastating. But then you also have Roach, who was quite a bit ahead of his teammates. Like they were all close to shutters, but there was no one to actually support him besides maybe Schreikel on that Saber, and he just sprinted in. His corners, he had 2 flashbangs in pocket, but the man just sprinted in, playing like it was Fortnite, and he got taken off for it, which is well deserved. So, you know,
Yeah. No cranking 90s kids. Not in this game.
yep.
Don't ask me how I know that lingo. I'm too old for that.
Oh no. Anyways,
um,
here
so
we
we're
are.
gonna see like your standard hold. We're gonna see though if LCG are going to take what they did and if they're going to hold that against Rats. Are they going to be like, hey, we know what we did. They may try to do the same thing. Let's prep for that. Let's have things stationed there. Are we just going to give them reception? Are we just going to give them kitchen? Are we going to fight for that? Are we going to get some wall bangs in? Because this is match point. This is LCG, the comeback story, the comeback kids, right here. They were down, what was it, 4-1 at one point, and then
I
came
think so.
back and made it
Yep.
5-4, and it was 5-5. Now it's 6-5, and it just LCG has the chance to close out this game here. They are going to bring the auto shotty, so unlike last time we saw, the auto shotty didn't really get to do much in the hands of Rats before just getting wall banged. So we're going to see it on Flecken. Is he going to be able to do anything with that? Lind is
Yeah.
going to be having the mop. Now,
LCG.
he is going to be playing in reception. Is he going to do what he did before? We do have the arrows pointing from Rats, so it seems that they are aware that there could be people holding in reception. Lind and Toxic are going to be holding this. Do they just openly run around the corner? Is a free kill here? They are hesitant. I think they know. They are going to get shots off, but not enough. It's only going to hurt Roach down to about half health.
Yeah, LCG are in a super comfortable position here. They have a bunch of utility. They have good guns left, and they can only tie. They cannot lose this map anymore because we'll only go to overall overtime if, all 3 maps are tied. Or one is tied and then each team wins one or whatever. So they can literally only tie or win this map. They're in a good position. Like I said, they have a bunch of utility, and we see it coming out as, Toxic is low on HP, but so is Schreikel. Anyways, Molly's flashbangs, you see the whole shablam coming out from both teams as they're trying to win, or at least tie up, in Rats' case, the first map, the first game.
Ooh, Lind getting that pick there, pretty good. He's already hurt Roach, he's already hurt Shriekle, so they've got that health advantage, but it is a player disadvantage, though, for the defenders, as Roach picks up Toxic. So we've got Flecken playing way back with the auto shotty. I guess he's ready for that hallway push so he can shoot at them through the wall. Pablo's going to get some shots into the hallway there. Piston's going to get down that Molotov there. Shots connecting, flying, bullets flying everywhere. No one really connecting anything in that chaos, actually.
Yeah, we have 2 attackers in kitchen, 2 pushing up the hallway, and we just really need to start seeing those kills soon, excuse me. And Roach will get one. It's all up to Diallo, and I say that, it's actually all up to just one player of... Never mind, I couldn't even get my sentence out. Roach, Playbug, they just killed everyone. Yeah, it was 3 for Roach, it was 2 for Playbug, and before I could even finish my incoherent sentence, Roach has got it. Or Red's got it. Red's got it on the back of Roach. That's what I wanted to say. And it's a tie. First map is a tie. And, the first 5-6 rounds looked so very dominant for the Reds. Then the rest of the rounds looked so very dominant for LCG. But in the end, they actually tied it up. And it's a 6-6.
That is very impressive. I thought the Rats were I thought they were done. I thought when LCG was coming back there, I thought that's it. That's it. They're done. But then they kind of fizzled back in, kind of started clawing back, and they did. They ultimately did. They started clawing back. The way a rat kind of burrows into your house for the winter, they got back. They got back. Not in like dramatic, oh, here we are fashion. They did have to claw and scrape, but
Yep.
they did it. That's at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter how you do it. The fact is, you have done it. They are gonna tie our first match. So a lot of firsts. First flawless, first tie. We're
Well,
we're we're knocking a lot of flawlesses.
we also have a second because it's our second time casting. But as I'm saying that, we're gonna take a 5 minute break so the teams can, kind of recoup. They can talk about what went wrong, what went right, what they need to focus on in the coming map or even two maps. Actually, definitely two maps, right? Yeah, we'll definitely be seeing two maps now because the first one was a tie. So, we need a break. The players need a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes or even less. So don't go anywhere. Just stay here, stay vibing, and we'll catch you soon.
Bye.
And we're
Welcome
back.
back.
Yep. So we have maps 2 and 3 or games. I know I keep saying maps. I'm sorry. I come from Siege, where each game is its own map. But two more games we have in front of us, and it's gonna be LCG versus Rats for both of them because obviously this is a best of 3. The first one was a tie, and what do you think we can expect for games 2 and 3?
If it's anything like that, it's gonna be back and forth, and we're gonna have like an
Uh-huh.
actual. We're gonna have a series. We're gonna have a really good series, especially if it's back and forth like that. Um, Something we said off camera, as you pointed out to me that I should say. Rats being like rats, they don't need much, and they just scurry around, and they get what they need to get done, which is
Yeah.
which is crazy because they wasted all their utility and still won that round. So, like, I if we see stuff like that where they don't need anything and they just win, and they can keep that mentality, they could just steamroll over LCG. But at the same time, if LCG just comes out of the gate swinging,
Yeah.
unlike last game we saw, they kind of took a bit to start up and then they powered through. But if they just start there, LCG could probably just sweep.
Yeah.
Like both teams are playing pretty well against each other.
So what you're
Few
saying
mistakes
is
on each side.
the rounds won by the Rats are the rounds that they really shouldn't have won, like with the utility and stuff, right?
On some of them. So, some of the
Okay.
rounds Rats did win pretty handily, but there were a
Okay.
couple that definitely we described in our awe that they should not have gotten through with, like, oh, they don't have the
Hmm.
utility. Okay, they're probably going to lose this round, and then cheeky plays
Okay, players
and they
are
get
in
it.
game. We're connecting to the lobby, so you should stop looking at our beautiful faces in just a second as we get into game 2. My cam froze. There we go.
Ghost
So
is
yeah.
not muted.
Okay, Ghost is muted now. All good.
I love you, Ghost.
You love everyone. You love Ghost. You love Colin. You love everyone.
If Colin keeps getting 4Ks, I'll love him even more.
And if he,
He gets
stops
an ace,
dying.
I'll buy him some flowers. That's a promise. If he gets an ace, I will buy him flowers.
Oh wow. Hear that, Colin? Okay. Well, let's get into the game.
Oh,
Nope.
we're gonna
Still
take a
here.
second. All right, we're gonna take a second as
Dun
it's
dun
kind of stuttery.
dun.
There we go.
Keep
Oh no,
looking at
we're still
us.
there.
We're still here. Yep, there we go. Goodbye.
Oh well.
And hello, game.
Hey, we're starting off in convenience store. That is the. Oh, there we go. Gotta mute that. There we go. I was hearing double music. So yeah, we're gonna start in the convenience store, which is, as we've said many a time, people just tuning in. This is our close range map, where usually 9 times out of 10, not 9, we'll say 7 times out of 10, auto shotties are really good on stuff like storefront, any close range kill house maps. Usually you're not going to see them on stuff like factory unless it's holding a specific area like office. But so we're going to see kind of your typical kind of defender loadout. They're going to kind of have barbed wire set up in response to if they blow open storefront. They're not really going to do anything in freezer other than use those freezer doors to kind of maybe shoot through at attackers running through. So we're just going to see what the attackers do. Do they use a door charge into freezer? Do they use it to get a peek into storefront? Because you can use the
Did I
door
push it?
charge
Yeah.
on to storefronts only to get a line of sight, not really jump through.
Oh, were there just some early wallbangs there before the charge even got set up and blown?
There was, yeah.
Huh, okay, well, There we go. Playbug already lost just a little bit of HP, and it may not seem like much now, but in those 1v1s, in those last seconds of a round, you know, the difference of 15, 20, 25 HP can mean the life of death. But it won't matter now because Sick Gamer gets pushed by Toxic, and that is a pretty close refrag, but there's 3 more players of Rats just pushing through. Sinister Love gets taken off pretty fast. Roach gets one of his own, though. And we're in a stalemate now. Everyone knows where everyone is, at least for the attackers. Toxic will push up very aggressively, will take some damage, but will not get taken out. And there we go. Finally, flashbacks also flying out from both, or from the attackers, mollies from the defenders. 2v2 at the moment. And, you know, defenders obviously in a more favorable position. They have better guns on paper. They have no utility. There's still one flashbang in the pocket of Roach. Trical also pretty low on HP, and he's already on his special gun, and literally the first map of the set. And this is, like you said, a close engagement map. They didn't decide to blow up the shutters, but they still went. Actually, it's a Tar, my bad. I thought it was a Saber. I'm still, you know, getting used to the silhouettes in game. They can be a little bit wonky at times. That is on me, but Pistage actually gets one, and then the other one gets cleaned up as well, and that is pretty much round 1 for LCG. Maybe not as clean as you'd expect it to be, definitely, a win is a win.
So, Pistage actually killed Toxic, actually, in a crossfire. I think he was trying to shoot Playbug, and Toxic stepped in front of him on low HP and got team killed. So that was unfortunate, but it worked out. They won the round. Sometimes you just gotta sacrifice a teammate or two to make sure the round goes the way you want it to.
Some of you are willing to die, but
teammates.
Those are sacrifices I'm willing to make.
So we're going to go to Kill House next and Factory. So this is a very, or could be, a long-range set of maps. I mean, that was kind of a more open storefront that we saw in most convenience stores. Sometimes it could just simply be a couple boxes, where it's just like no tars anywhere. There's no point, but...
What do you... I know what you think of Dome, or Kill Dome, but what do you think of Kill House?
Kill House is definitely second, especially when I'm not sure if anyone in chat remembers, but or if it's still here. We had a bit where the Kill House maps were like these big clubs, like massive two-floor clubs. Those were some of my favorites in that Kill House.
Wait,
but
we do get
wow. Like 2 floors into that Kill House. They were kind of experimenting at the time. This was a couple months ago, but really good. But this is going to be our first Kill House with Pillbox. And Pillbox is awesome. But this Pillbox, instead of it being in like the middle of the map watching sites, this one is watching outside. And they've already got... I guarantee I don't even need to see who's going to go there. I bet you Lind is going to be setting up in the Pillbox, and he's going to try and get his cheeky picks. Lind has been doing that. He did that all first game, where his picks matter. I think if we had to... I know... I like doing this. I like a player that's kind of outperforming or that's doing above and beyond. I think Lind was definitely that player for LCG in the first game. And yeah, Lord and behold, Lind and Toxic won together. They did their reception pick together, so they're going to be there together in Pillbox. But the attackers do have some warning marks there. They are basically being like, hey, they could probably murder us from here. Let's see what way they go. Do they go straight to the Pillbox, or do they take it safe and go around? So far, it seems to be they're saying, you know what, we don't even want to mess with Pillbox. Let's just go all the way around. Let's just go through reception. They do have the clacker, so they may be going into hall. Yeah, they're going to kick the door just to make sound.
Yep. Only the wall charger, though. No door chargers in pocket, so there's that. But there we go. Apparently, they're just going to enter through the windows, just sprint through them. Again, maybe to just make noise. No, actually, they entered, though. And, yeah, let's see what they can do.
Toxic's gonna have a nasty surprise. He gets the barbed wire down. Six sees the barbed wire, so he knows someone is over here now. As they kind of hold up in reception, and some small stalling, but it's just to get that grenade to clear that barbed wire. As random shots go through the backstage wall.
Treacle tries to run a flashbang through, but it kind of bounces off of the door frame, unluckily. He still managed to clear it.
Toxic definitely just kind of saying, here I am, trying to get attention. They do get the wall charge up on the backstage. Molotov comes out, but Molotov's a bit late. Roach goes in. fighting
Oh,
with Toxic. Toxic
oh,
panics and gets the Molotov, but it's not going to work.
Roach,
Roach is
thank
barely
you.
alive. Toxic. What happened?
That took quite too
Now it
long
is.
from Roach as well. That was, oh my god. And Pistage destroyed themselves, by the way, so there is that. I assume just like a Molly or something. Rats gets one as well, and now it's all up to the remaining 2 players of LCG to finish it off. 3v or 4v2 even at the moment, but if anyone can pull it off, it's Lind. He's still alive, he's still kicking it, and there we go. Please get the kill. There we go. Trikel will fall as well after a very unfortunate shootout. Keep in mind, Trikel had the shotgun. I think that was a wallbang from Roach there, and attackers will take this round because the bomb has been defused.
Yeah, Flecken realizing that it's lost quickly goes to Lind, secures that mop, and they have it going into the next round, which is Factory. That's good. You want the mop going into Factory. Picking that up, the fact that the attackers didn't even go over there to secure that or even stop him from potentially going around, small error. Will that come back to bite them? We'll see. Depending how if they keep playing the way they're playing, probably not. But we'll see. Lind has been very good on the mop. I think just there, the fact that they were close, in his face, mop's not gonna really do well, right there.
Yeah, for sure. But 1-1, we're once again tied up, and like you said, there's just so many back and forths between the teams. They keep trading punches, and very few times have we had one clear, winner. Um, or I don't even know what I was trying to say there, but yeah. Uh, um, what do you think is gonna happen here on Factory? Once again, we have these very, very, very long angles. We have potential for saver from up. We have potential for lights play. Walkways for defenders are super powerful because they give so many lines of sight, such a good vantage point. Also, Office seems to be in a good position here. Again, I'm not experienced, but at least to me, it looks like Office is overlooking a lot of stuff hit there. So,
Yeah, and
Office
the
seems like the
attackers do
power
have that
position there.
marked.
Yeah.
So I
And
think they're gonna try to take Office. Sorry to cut you, but I think they're gonna try and take Office. That would
mhm.
be the thing to do, as basically once you take Office, unless you can see where the bomb is, it's in that perfect little nook right there. So if you hold Office, whoever is defusing is completely covered by whoever is holding Office. So this, unless we see some simple mistakes, if attackers are able to get Office control, the attackers should win this. Now, if the defenders can whittle them down to where an Office take won't matter, or they just secure enough kills, they'll be in good shape. Lind still has his mop back. We've seen him on it many times. I've talked about it before. I think if he can get a pick here, or if he can get even 2 picks, they'll be in good shape. I think Rats will be in good shape, and I think it'll go.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to go 2-1 Rats for this prediction. Big brain time.
Yeah, okay, let's see if that actually holds any water, though, as the attackers have dismounted their... What is the truck even called? Does the truck have a special name, or is it just the truck? The
You just say
armory.
trucks.
Truck. Okay,
Oh,
well...
well, yeah. Like the attacker truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, armory.
Okay, well, they're slowly making their way
Van.
towards the building. I guess Van is... Yeah, okay, I don't know, I didn't think of that. I'm a genius, as you can tell. But anyways, there we go. The attackers are actually slowly gaining control of the whole map. They already have the office open, and also there we go. People playing on those walkways. Pablo will tank a flashbang, but he will not be fully flashed. Won't matter because he will get taken out very, very fast.
Ooh. Lynn does get that shot off. He's tagged 2 of them. He's tagged Sinister and he's tagged Playbug. Playbug bearing the full brunt of the mop shot. I think Sinister was legged. But they are going to play back off that smoke. They use that smoke to their advantage to pull back. Rats
Ooh.
here. Down to...
Ooh, what a shot. That was a good shot.
Also, I said Rats were going to win this round. That was my mistake. I definitely meant LCG because that's where Lind is. That's totally my mistake. I mixed up the teams there. We are going to see Toxic get another pick here as Roach has to rethink his strategy. They do have the power out. There are no flares on the ground, I believe. So we have to see what... there's a flare. Flare goes into Office. So Shriekel's going to have a hard time seeing out. Roach is going to take some shots from Toxic. Roach is incredibly low. Shriekle also not at full health either, but he is going to peek and get Toxic. Pistage trying to fire back. No shot's going to connect. Roach is going to get the frag into Pistage. Refragged by Flecken. Shriekle with a run for his life. And the very awkward fight around top.
no! So close, yet so far. Good try, Shrikle, but, you know, not this time. Nope. LCG take it like you corrected yourself too. You initially said, you know, rats, but I'll let it slide. Anyways, Shrikle, if there's no one defusing the bomb, and unless it's like the last 10% they're on of the defusal, just focus on the person that is covering the defuse first, and then kill the person that's actually on the bomb. But you know, it happens. We all have those moments, especially when you're in playoffs for the major qualifier. Yes, you're already qualified, but you're still playing for seeding. You're playing for the cash prize of the Open. So, you know, even nerfs can get the best of you sometimes. That is completely acceptable and understandable.
So, things that we need to learn is that don't challenge Lind on the mop. Like, just don't challenge Lind on the mop. What are you
Yeah.
doing? Even if he's not killing you, someone else, like, that's why people are playing near him. Because if he just tags them, if they go to peek Lind, because the mop is quite a long reload. It's a one-shot, reload.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna peek Lind to get him while he's reloading. Well, if someone's playing near you and you've, gotten them down to 20 HP, that's just a one-shot from pretty much any gun. And Lind, I think, tagged 3 of them, and that worked out in their favor. I'm a firm believer if you just give him the sniper and let him get his picks, LCG is just going to cruise through. If Lind is dropped with the sniper, that needs to be Rats' main goal. If they know where Lind is, if they know he is a sniper, don't challenge the angle unless it's like, oh, I have to do this or we lose the bomb site, or I have to do this or, I die, or something like that. Like, it's a do or die situation, maybe. But if you can get away not challenging Lind, don't challenge Lind with the
Yeah.
sniper. He is hit. I'm willing to bet. I'm just gonna give a random number. He's hit, like, I'm gonna say about 80% of his shots. The only times he's missed are when they have rushed him and he's kind of panicked a little bit, and he's been fragged, which we saw on the Kill House map. But they picked up his mop, and as I said earlier, that came back to haunt them. As the mop was back in Lin's hands for
Yeah.
factory, no less, and they got the round.
So you're saying we should start calling LCG Team Lind because that's
Team
all
Lin,
there
just
is to
TL.
them.
That's TL.
TL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Team Liquid. Team Lin.
Maybe we can bait people into thinking there's Team Liquid and Dupross when we just keep saying, you know, TL.
Yeah, we'll just say TL. Yeah.
TL
Good.
about to enter the building. Flashbangs
good
are
job.
coming out from TL. Good job, TL. On the real though, Molly's coming out, so are flashes. A little bit of damage dished out across the board. Nothing significant here. We see Shrikle playing with the neck here for the wallbangs. As he fires around, I don't think he's really hit anyone just yet, but Toxic gets pretty low on HP. Also, an arcade push is coming through. The first kill will fall down there, and Lind gets a second one of his own. So now the rats are just falling apart, at least at the moment.
On the flank.
Yep, Lind, your favorite player, the captain of TL, has fallen apparently. And Playbug is also super low on HP, only 30 left, 1 or 2 bullets from any gun, and he will be done for. Pistage here, kind of pushing through close to the freezer, trying to get someone between the shelves, and he will actually get one. So now it's a 2v2 once again.
Some awkward fighting. Pablo trying to finish off Playbug here, but Playbug is basically like, hey, Roach, I really need you to rotate, like, now, man. But Pablo is not long for this world. He has 10 HP. He's going to flash himself for good luck, and that luck ran out very fast. Those lucky flashbangs, they really need to recall those. But
Yes, sir.
it's a very solid defense by Rats. Now, something to note there, I didn't want to interrupt you. This was an eco round by LCG. As noticed, they just basically were like, just go through office. All of them had AP 25s, except one of them had the shotgun, and they had their flashes. Other than that, no main utility. Yeah, so I believe this was an eco round. Usually we do things like that to either test how they're playing on a specific setup, but I mean, they've already played a game, so that's out of the question. So it would be a case of they're just. I think we can just rush these guys and it's going to be okay. And that worked for a bit until Rats realized, oh, they're all in that
Yep.
one area. Okay, we can deal with that. And
Yeah,
now
and
it's 2-2.
we gotta keep in mind how Rats were like they've lost two players super early. It was a 3v5 in the first, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds, and then they've still somehow brought it back. And they ended up only losing one more of their own while taking care of five attackers. So LCG Team Lind, or TL for short, kind of fell apart pretty quickly. And that is not something that we're used to seeing from TL. Oh my god, you actually got me with it now. I actually called him TL. But yeah, LCG, I don't know. I expected more from them. They had the advantage and they decided to slip. If I didn't see team names or player names above their heads, I would think, it was Rats that once again just lost the lead that they've garnered. But no, it's actually LCG this time around.
Yeah, LCG is going to use that eco round to basically turn this round into the all right. So last round, you know how we didn't use any explosives? Yeah. All right, so this round, both. We're gonna use both, and so their eyes have lit up in joy. It's Christmas miracle. They're gonna open into hall. So I believe it's either gonna be a split reception hall, or they're just gonna bypass reception completely and just take hall, open into backstage. You see the angles they have drawn. I know it's a mess, but it probably makes a lot more sense to them than us. But they basically Lind is probably gonna be sitting back in the hall area and getting a long angle in. They all once again are running the exact same guns as last round, with the exception of now, if they lose this one, they'll have no shotgun. Now going into factory, that's not a big deal, but all AP-25s, all and one shotgun. They've got their breach, they've got the wall charge, they've got the door charge, they've got one smoke, and the rest flashbangs. So they're saving all of their smokes and the tars for their factory map. That is good. That is good. So a slow push into reception, as I said, they're going to set up on hall. Sinister playing near into brick house to let them know, hey, there is a flank. You got to watch it. They are going to return fire. Roach in that hallway, though. Lind is going to get his shots onto Sinister, and he is going to drop. No shots back onto Lind. Lind is in good spirits and in good health. And they are going to get that open into hall. The Molotov comes out late, not really holding anybody off there. Roach going to take some shots through. Flecken going to get that door open with a shotgun. Thing to note, shotguns do get green doors open, so don't kick them, especially when people are behind them. But Flecken is going to drop to Roach, and Toxic is also going to pick up another kill as well, and Roach, trying to get a flank, does not succeed.
How do you push someone with a shotgun? They're cornered into a dead-end hallway, and you have a shotgun, you only do 20 damage to them. How does that happen? You die to a pistol. I will never understand this, but regardless, we're at 2v4, it's not looking good for Reds. They still have so much time to play with, and there you go, Playbuck, or Schreikel rather, gets taken out as well. Playbuck following him closely, and another round for LCG, or TL.
Arctic 4K. Alright, I'm gonna have to send flowers to Toxic instead.
No, we said Ace Flowers. 4 kills, you just fanboy.
Alright, yeah. That's true. Alright. Toxic, you're going in my book of people that I do like. But Toxic is low. I will say something that I don't know if we saw on the stream, but something I'm seeing in the overview. The second that wall charge went off, the two defenders, Playbug and I believe Schreikel, yeah, immediately snapped to look at the breach, while Toxic was in, killed Schreikel, and while Playbug snaps to react, it's too late. Toxic's got him too. So yep. Beautiful wall charge there, usage, and play off by Toxic to get that 4K. Really seeing LCG through that round. The textbook, honestly. It's just a really clean round.
But so is Team Lin dead? Is it Team Toxic now? TT?
Toxic plays with Lin, so we can say it's we'll say it's LT, Team LT. You know, it's LT. Or no, that is TL.
TL still works.
Yeah.
TL
Toxic
still works.
Lin. Yeah, it's just Toxic Lin. TL.
Okay.
Still TL.
Fair enough.
Anyways, I will say, to give other players credit, we've seen Pistage holding really good flanks. We've seen Pablo, who's usually sometimes with Flecken the last guys to try and hold down bomb site. Flecken's been really good at holding close angles. Everyone's playing their part. I don't want to make it seem like one person is doing everything, but we do see one person definitely going above and beyond.
Yeah. There was also someone in chat, by the way, a while ago saying they want to challenge Lens.
Ooh, not on snipers. Not don't 1v1 him on Rust, all right? No, make sure you remove snipers, all right? Shotguns, go for it. But snipers, nah, he's got you. He's got you beat.
Yep. Anyways, we are back on Factory, and you know what that means. Again, those long angles, probably lights play, office play. Like we were talking about this last time, last set when the roles were obviously reversed, the defenders were attacking and vice versa, and like that office just seems to be in such a powerful position there, right? So getting control of office makes a lot of sense. The attackers I haven't marked it so far actually, but the defenders definitely have. They will have, utility there, players there, manpower there, everything. But it looks like more of a server farm sided push from the attackers, if I'm not mistaken. Even top side, top of the map. Yeah.
They are bringing their
Boiler.
NVGs, so they are going to go for a power play. Oh, hiccups.
Okay.
And excuse me. They are only going to bring one tar because they have taken attack defender guns. They've got an Ingmar, they've got the AK, and they're looking pretty good. The only one tar being brought, and then we've got the Saber on Toxic. I think he overheard me, and he wants to prove that he's like, no, 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 no. It's not just Lind. It's me as well. So we're gonna see if he can let's see if he can live up to Lind's name with
Yeah,
some
but
of
how
that,
did he hear
sniper
you?
play.
Did they have the observer sounds in game, but it's actually just casters? Like, you know how there's an announcer on Kildome?
Oh yeah,
Do
maybe, yeah.
Do they hear us like that?
Yeah, they just hear us through like the pixely like, ooh, and there goes Lind on his sniper as he's just kind of chilling outside right now, I believe.
Developers,
Oh,
please implement.
he is prepping a flash for server farm. Very, very clever. So he's gonna wait till his teammates get pretty much just in, but they're gonna molly it off. So delaying that time, allowing Roach to either get out of there. But they are kind of no, they are not trapped in there. There is a door below the catwalk. And Roach is going to say, you know what? Thank you, Melvin. Thank you for that door call. I am not going to take it. The flashbang right on top of Roach. As Pablo and Pistage move straight on in, they drop Sick Gamer as well. But Roach is going to sneak around undetected. He is going to get Pistage there. Pablo pretty confused.
How does
Still
he get
gets
that?
Roach, though.
How? How do you get away with that? That is not allowed, Pablo. But regardless, once again, 3v3, and time is ticking out as the attackers have to go. They do pull the lights, which is obviously a huge advantage for them. The NVGs are coming out as well, plus they still have the Saber in hand, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yes. Still in the hands of Toxic.
Yeah, Schreikel patiently playing in a higher up vantage point. He's trying to find a kill, but obviously it's hard spotting people with, without any lights.
Ooh, he is going to get the hit on him, though. Lind is in one-shot range. Playbug could even get a tap on him, but Playbug is going to fall to Pablo as he rushes him with a tar. They're running out of time with only 17 seconds left, but the defuse is going to start. Shriekle is playing there. He is going to drop Toxic. One person he could challenge on a long range. He is going to run up Catwalk to try and stop Pablo, but Lind is still alive and says, not today. We're going to take this, thank you.
My man is kicking it for now. So, yeah. There we go. 2-4 LCG are kind of prevailing at the moment. And Team Rats, while they are trying to keep up, they once again slowly seem to be, stagnating, just not being able to keep up with the tempo from LCG. And this is map 2, game 2. Excuse me, we will obviously also be going to game 3 because the first one was a tie, like I've said multiple times before. But if it keeps going this way, I think LCG is taking it. But I don't know. What do you think? We're on Kildome, by the way. Your favorite, once again.
Kildome.
Okay,
Yeah,
for the
I love
for the
I
entire
love the
round.
music, so.
Okay, for the entire round, you have to cast like you're the announcer. You told me you like you did IRL announcements before at like stadiums and stuff, and you liked it. So the only time you every time you open your mouth, actually, you need to talk like you're the announcer. When we get to the actual action phase, you can talk normally in planning.
So what if I just don't open my mouth? What if I just sit in silence?
I'll be disappointed, and so will be Chad, I guess. You will hurt a lot of feelings. But yeah, you can talk normally now. You can tell me what we're expecting to see here again, and then once the round starts, you gotta announce it up.
Oh man, I don't think I'm getting paid for this though. Am I getting paid? I'm gonna check in with production. I'm not getting paid for that, am I?
You're getting paid in hugs and kisses, they said.
Oh no.
This just in.
Exposure, not again. All right. Well, I think we're gonna see a pit push. We may see them go for a power play early. Unlikely. I think factory was another map in this tile set. I'm not sure. The map screen went by very fast for me. But I'll get an update on that obviously when we go into the next round. Uh, they have a door charge on the beach thing, which hopefully that is a joke. You can obviously just kick that down. Um, they are having grenades prepped into pit to clear barbed wire. If they do want to go through pit, it would make sense to get the uh, the power. My goodness, and from what I'm seeing, they do have NVGs on. So this is a first round power play in this new quarter.
Most of the attackers, by the looks of it, going towards beach. Not all of them, though. Some will, like you said, be going towards speed or pit rather. And power play seems more and more likely, and there is no one really to contest there. The closest person is that Roach? I think it's Roach. My stream is kind of blurry, so names are hard to read. But yeah, we have 3 players pushing pit. Was that actually a door charge on beach? I think it was. Roach will get toxic on entry. Oh, okay, that was pit. Okay, thank you,
Yeah, it was
Simber.
a kick. They timed that at the same time. They kicked
Okay.
beach and then blew
I
up
just
the
looked
pit.
at beach and then heard a breach start sound, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh
Schreikel
no.
is going to waste one of them, though. Pistage on the main pit entrance, and now Roach and Schreikel prepared for those two. Pablo is saying, hey, let's get out of here, Scoob. This is dangerous. Above my pay grade. He's out of there. He's going to leave Flecken alone. Flecken's kind of looking around as well, confused. Trying to
Oh
figure out,
no.
what are we doing?
Or was open? Question marks? I don't know, LCG. I think you shouldn't be asking those questions right now. But yeah,
Flecken is going
3v5
to
with
get that power.
yeah, LCG kind of stumped on what to do, but the power pool will definitely help them out. I only see 2 LCG players right now. I actually can tell where the third one is. Never mind, he died. That is on
Yeah,
me.
Lynn just got murked
Lin just
by
got killed.
Sinister.
Yep.
Uh,
Well,
Pablo is running straight up, dangerously close to both
on
Roach and
how
Shriko. He has no idea where any of them are. He's under. He's under. Yep, I just saw that. Don't you dare correct me. Flecken is. Oh no, it was Pablo. Pablo did run to Toxic to pick up the Saber and the door charge. I believe they are going to save. They're going to use this time to be like, hey, we kind of just got steamrolled that round. What happened? So, which is also good news for Rats. They don't have to waste the 2 mollies they brought and the barbed wire that Sinister has. They're still going to have that going in. They're
yep.
going to turn the power on to kind of see what maybe Pistage has. They're going to be unable to get to Lind, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're going to be unable to get to Lind. And, yeah. Very quick round for Rats, as they kind of just allowed LCG to funnel themselves into pit, which ultimately saw 2 of them die. Flecken kind of just realized, I think that's why he was kind of standing there. They were realizing, maybe we should just grab and just save this. We're fine. We're up right now. It's okay. And ultimately, that's exactly what he decided to do.
Yeah. Not related to the game specifically, but Simber, you're getting bullied in Twitch chat for only being level 58. So there's that.
Well, I'm only level 4, so thank God they're not watching me.
Well, you just told them. But
No. Leave
there you
Simber
go.
alone.
We are on bank now, and what do we? Yeah, tell me what you think about the bank. What are we gonna see here?
Well, banks are where money is stored. I don't know what
Thank you.
happens in Europe, but I'm just kidding. I'm European, so I can do that. So banks are pretty neat. It's obviously the newest tile set in due process. For those that are just tuning in, I don't know. We have bank. We are now like Siege, but this bank doesn't suck. We have vents. We have vents. We have vents where you can be sus and make
Sus.
Among Us jokes. So vent is important for most of the bank maps. We saw on the first set, I believe it was Lind who just kind of flanked on through because of that and was able
Yeah.
to just kind of do whatever. So just paying attention. You don't have to have someone necessarily like watching vent. You can, but just having someone just being aware that, hey, someone could probably come through the vent. Let's be careful.
Okay, so does it make sense expecting someone close to like accounting slash manager or not really? Because by what we've seen so far, it just looks like most of the defender forces will be situated kind of on the right side of the map, close to security. Obviously, vault loans, maybe even on the hallway. But then again, what do I know? Not much. That is for sure.
Oh. Something I was not paying attention to. I was too busy paying attention to the top vent. There are two vents.
Yep.
There are the front house vent, and then there are the back vents. Wow, Toxic literally drew that right as I was talking. How
Oh
dare you?
yeah.
Even though we know there's a delay and they can't possibly hear this, so. Or if they do hear it, oh, we're in time. So we are going to see a front entrance push. It does seem like they want to go through the main entrance as well as going through that front vent into manager. Accounting, manager, open, even vault. No one's playing in vault. And a very strange
But
vault right in front of the lobby.
why do we have the door chart or the wall chart there? Like, what is the point of that? Oh, they're going through a wall. Okay, thank you, Simber, for enlightening me there. But Flash is coming out. We also see El Pablo on the Saber outside trying to get an entry pick, or at least, shoot someone down so they can be finished off with assault rifles earlier on. Trikel will somehow get flashed through, I don't even know what, but not for long. He just got a little bit of the effect on Lane.
Yeah. So a thing to kind of touch on earlier to kind of ask why they would bring the wall charge, as Simber kind of pointed out, just a quick access to that button and out. Like, look, Lynn just ran in and out like it was nothing, and Sick couldn't do anything. Lynn was like, hey, I'm gonna press this, and Gamer was like, go right on in, buddy. And because all of them are off site, Lynn's just gonna watch the rotate that they've created, and he's gonna get two of them, and they're just gonna defuse the bomb because they can. They can just do that, Boxy. It's a thing they can do.
God.
I am very angry.
Wow, okay. See, that is something that I didn't expect as a, I'm not a DP veteran like you are, obviously, and that is something that just blew my mind, but that was, yeah. I was actually going to ask you about the vault being so very much, like, close to the main doors at the beginning when we first saw the map, but I was like, I guess, I didn't want to come up with a stupid question, but then it ended up actually being detrimental to the round, how they just, were able to use the wall charge and just sprint in, and they only had one actual point of contention to make there. Like, you only had to watch the vault breach because, wow.
All right, so Simber's probably looking at my camera and being like, "Oh, this man's angry." I am. Oh my god! Explain to me why you're gonna have 4 people sitting in hall, and when the door charge, the wall charge goes off. There's no secret now. The wall charge has gone off. All of you rotate. You get flat. Lind literally squeezes past one of them, like, oh, excuse me. I'm gonna just do boop. All right, and then he just runs out and holds the rotate and kills 2 of them, and then they just defuse. Nobody contests. Not a single person contests, and that round just happened. It just happened, and LCG just literally took it. They just, literally like taking candy from my baby. The rats were holding the lollipop. They just walked over, took it. That's the best analogy I can make for that round. I'm very angry.
Simber, I think we need screenshots of Melvin's face right now, please. Thank you. We can put it on the Due Process League Twitch as an emote. if you get a good screenshot of that, but
Melvin rage, Melvin
angry.
Oh yeah.
Melvin angry.
All right.
Anyways, last round of the set, yeah. So all of the utility that hasn't been used yet can be. We see a bunch of barbed wire there on the defenders of rats. You see 5 pieces of barbed. You see 2, 3 mollies, even 4 now. So obviously they still had a lot of utility in pockets. 2 necks as well, which is something that I personally haven't seen before. On the attacker side, also quite a few defender weapons, but also an AP, a shotgun. Still Pablo on the Saber, so, they just vibe, and I think there's going to be so much utility used this round if we actually see people use utility before they sprint in and die with it. Roach.
We also have 2 snipers on a very close quarter map, but if they plan to go through storefront, which they have drawn, won't be an issue.
Yep.
But everyone seems to be prepped for the office push, but Sick is going to hear them running around to his right. They are going to shoot open Chev, which gets his attention, but he's too busy looking for the shotgunner that he doesn't see Pablo right in front of the door and just gets gunned down immediately.
Well, great entry, I guess. Not much else to say, and Rats are just once again letting it slip just a little bit. But nothing is lost, obviously. We've seen way better comebacks in the past, so.
They are going to stall out an office. Get that grenade to clear that barbed wire. Kind of figure out what they're doing. Playbug's going to get some random sprays in. They're going to tank some of the shots. Not those shots, so they are going to land on some of them. Toxic taking some hits. Everyone except Lind is taking some hits here, as Toxic takes a little bit of that Molotov. And extra firing coming through from Roach. More knack firing, and it's going to hit Pistage again. So just chipping away at that attacker health. And as you've said in other rounds, it's the difference between a loss and a win with that, like, 5 health. But they are just going to storm into Teller, get that Teller control, and take out Roach immediately. Sinister and Schreikel panicking, but Schreikel's going to run in immediately and refrag Flecken. But Pistage is going to say, I'm just going to come back in and refrag you. No biggie. Toxic is going to fall to Sinister in Arcade. Pistage is dancing back and forth with him on Teller, trying to shoot through the little Teller box, which you can shoot through. We've seen people kind of fail peeking through that to get domed. Let's see if Pistage kind of wins that there. He is going to tag him there, dance back and forth between Teller. Pablo near the front.
Ooh,
They do have Tellers open now. Pablo playing
going
near
for
the front.
Flank. Oh no, he just stopped there. He's too late there, but he was going super fast. Looked like he was going to go, but there are pre-fires coming his way. He's obviously the last one alive. He also mollies himself for some reason, goes for Pistage, will take him out. But that is all that he can do. The bomb just got defused. The third set is finished. All he can do is pet his KD, and he will not even get that as Pablo is ready for him. And then Lind will double cross Pablo because, last round of the set, economy doesn't matter. And team killing your teammates in the official matches is always fun.
Something, so while he was playing back there and he mollied, so what he was doing is he was just trying to play off a wallbang to get the defuse. Obviously, as the knack, it's not going to do that much through the wall. And he mollied the door to protect himself from the rotate, but didn't matter. He was getting rotated on through, I believe it was freezers. So we go back to Dome.
Oh yeah,
back to Dome, and we have now LCG on defense. So we get to see them on defense. We get to see Lind, my beautiful bouncing baby boy, with the mop, if he so chooses to bring it this round, which he's been very good with. And I think anytime he's had the mop, it's gone in favor. The only one was when they rushed him on the Killhouse map last game, and he dropped it. And
something else
able to pick it up.
We haven't really pointed out. We're on a match point now. So round 10 scores currently 3-6, and LCG, or TL as we like to apparently call them now, Team Toxic Lind, only need one more round to bring it home, and it's a defensive round on Kill Them, which I guess you know better than I do if they have good chances of taking this home. But you seem very confident in Lind and his sniping ability, so I know Kill Dome is like a map where you have a bunch of vantage points, just like Factory. You have a bunch of like different elevated angles where you can snipe from, and we've seen some amazing sniper shots on Kill Dome yesterday. So maybe Lind can also tap into that and get a few of his own. This is it for game 2 as well.
Yeah. Usually when you're going into a Kill Dome scenario, you've got jungle and castle usually going to be the higher vantage points. Same with observation. Observation's usually in a good middle map, so observation here that you can see through, you can see into base, you can see into jungle, you can see into beach, and they are going to play to get info. Something to kind of take note of, they are going to get rid of the cameras. So thing to note, they are cameras, not windows. I know some new people have made that mistake. I know I did when I first saw this map.
Thank you for not naming me and just saying new people.
Yeah. We won't say Boxy's name, but they are cameras. You can shoot them out. Can't shoot through them. I believe you can shoot through them, but they are... No, you can't. But it's cameras. They're cameras at the end of the day. They are going to breach... Rats, quick breach into observation. They are going to... Flecken is going to play close. Once again, we've seen him be doing that quite a bit this series with the auto-shotty. Is he going to get Gamer and Sinister? Lind is going to miss his shot. No, he's not. He is going to hit the shot in Schreikel, but Schreikel is going to get the kill. And the grenade, proving lethal. As Flecken goes down, Toxic falls. A quick take into upper jungle and observation, as it is now a 4v1 with Pistage trying to hold on to the mop. He's going to miss his shot, get rushed as he's caught reloading. An incredible take by Rats. Lind, what happened, man?
Well, you know, he gave Rats one more chance to kind of stay afloat for at least one more round, and that is just how gracious your favorite Linda is, I guess. But Unreal, Rats, not in a great position. They can once again only tie this map, and they've been playing significantly worse than LCG compared to map 1. So had the lead even once, they've always kind of been trailing behind, taking punches like champs, but it hasn't been enough. They really haven't been dominant. They were kind of dominant on map 1, and we can debate whether that was because Rats were doing better on map 1 or because LCG is just doing so much better now. I think it's the latter. But yeah, it's definitely not looking great for Rats, and we could kind of say, ooh, that was a nice play, that was a nice play, that was a nice play on map 1. I don't think we've really been able to say that until now. Like, they've just been very bland single kills, and they somehow ended up amounting to 4 round wins on this map. But like I said, last round, I think, was the first actual win where I was like, okay, Reds are still alive, they're still kicking.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
hopefully
we've
we
made
see
it to
more
the
of that,
last quarter. We've made it to the
Yeah.
last quarter in both games. So, like, even if LCG wins this, Rats still made it to the last quarter. Wasn't a blowout. They did go down fighting. Now here's Bank again. Will I get angry again? Will
No,
Rats
wait.
will Rats do what LCG did, or will they do something different? I'm actually interested to see how this one will turn out, but it seems like they don't want to do that. It seems like they're wanting to go around into the manager, but we've got LCG also being aware that they could just do what we just did, so we should maybe prep for that. Maybe we shouldn't give them lobby, but it seems like Rats have their idea of wanting to go into the loans and manager like this two split push. I don't even think they want to go near
Yes, sir.
entrance. They don't want to relive the horrors that were them defending on this map, and going anywhere near entrance could, reignite those memories.
Yeah. So I don't know. We've seen LCG take this so very dominantly. It was probably one of the cleanest rounds in the entire series so far. And I'm just very interested to see how they end up holding it, because they, attacked it so very well, and Red just didn't have a single response. They ran into their attack completely wrong, and by the time they realized what was going on, it was way too late. But like I said, I'm really really curious to see how LCG now hold this themselves. And it looks like they have a lot of manpower on the left side there, accounting, manager, tellers,
They are playing for like a lobby hold, is what it seems
Mhm.
like, but I don't. I think they're gonna have to quickly adapt, rotate, and figure out when they hear the loans. Because Pablo is over there on his own. He does have Flecken watching from Hall to kind of support him if shiz is to hit the fan, which it is, and Pablo immediately tries to get out of there, but he is gonna get shot through the window immediately by
Yeah, no
Sick
shot.
Gamer.
There's also Roach just going into vents now, kind of late because his team is already inside, and dying as Lind gets not one but two. Roach is in a good position to kind of flank behind, but he needs to move fast. Pistage is there to contest him first, and he does hear the vent. He aims in the right direction, looks away, just sprints away with his back turned. I don't know how you get away with that, but Toxicin meanwhile gets one of his own, and now it's all up to Roach and Tricle, and they're both on their own respective sides of the map. They need to take their 1v1s, and they need to win them very convincingly. Let's see if they can do it. Roach does push onto Lind, and he will take him out, so there's that, but there's still so much more that he needs to do. Roach gets one of his own. Trikel gets one of his own as well, actually, so now it is kind of winnable. It's all up to Toxic to clutch it up. They still have plenty of time. Toxic is just playing it on the bank vault. I don't know if they're aware of that, as Trikel got two, actually, not just one. That was my mistake. Flash is coming out, but Toxic is good for now. The bomb starts getting defused, but Toxic cannot even find the first one, as Trikel will get the three, to finish it off. Pronunciation hard. But there we go. That is exactly what I was talking about. Finally, Rats are actually showing signs of life again, and Trikel will also get the saber back after clutching it out. So, we need more maps like this, or more rounds like this. This is what I'm talking about. Like, wow.
I have
Thank
in
you,
my
finally.
notes. I have in my notes. LCG dominant in bank because they started dominant. Now I'm going to draw a line through that.
Um,
As they had such a dominant start. They lost one in the beginning. They lost Pablo, but Lind immediately makes it a 1-for-2, and then it
yeah,
starts
Lynn
going.
really
It
needed to kill
immediately goes
Roach
into their
there.
favor.
Yep. If that 1v1 of Lind and Roach went in like a different direction, had a different outcome on the left side of the map, I can't remember the exact term. Was it Loans or Manager or something? If Lind won that instead of dying, like the round would have gone completely different. It would have been a 3v1 there instead of a 2v2. And yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Small mistakes coming out from LCG, and Red just capitalized on it. And we're in a 5-6 situation again, which means the Reds can somehow pull through just one more round. We'll see a second tie, and all be up to the third map. And we've been praising LCG way more than we have been giving Reds credit for, because LCG has just been playing more dominantly. But you also can't deny the scores when you look at the scoreboard. First map was 6-6. Second one is shaping up to be a 6-6 as well. If only Rats can muster up all of their remaining energy and, more importantly, their remaining utility and make something work. Schreikel recovered the Saber, so he has that to play with. He's also holding a Molly, if you look at him right now, and a Flashbang, and we just see I think a Growler, that is, and 2 APs. So, they're in a good position to attack, at least to some extent, right?
Yeah, I 100%. I think LCG has been the dominant team, but they get complacent. But we've seen both teams show their complacency. In the first set, it was Rats that got complacent, and then LCG stormed back. Now LCG stormed ahead, continuing that momentum, and now it's reversed. Now Rats are like, "Hey, wait a minute, we're good at this game, remember?" And then they're like, "Yeah," and then they start pulling their plays. They start connecting their shots, and any utility that LCG seems to bring, the Rats literally scurry around it. It doesn't matter.
Yep, pretty much what you just said. And well, rats are known to be resilient creatures, so I guess that's where they got their name from. But let's see if they can, really pull it together when it matters. The breach is already coming up on those shutters, and this is the round that they need to win. If they lose this round, they're also in a bad mental state to go into the next map. If they somehow pull it together, they're in a good mental reset, in my opinion. Molly's coming out already, only 20 seconds into the round, and that is only, what, 2 more Mollies in the side of defense?
Yeah, they've only got the 2. They do have some flares as well. They just had to do a power play, but no attacker seems to be positioned over there, as Sick Gamer is going to go down immediately first, trying to run in as his teammates are blocked outside. There's nothing they can do. Another Molly goes down, holding it off even more. Rats and Gamer are going down. It's looking like it's suddenly in LCG's favor, but Pablo and Lind are both very low, with Playbug and Roach also being hurt. Shriekel with full health playing way back with the Saber. So all LCG has to do is play back. They don't have to be aggressive at all. Smoke is going to come out. Roach is going to creep on through. Lind fires some shots in. Not going to connect as they push more to the right. Pistage is going to drop down Roach, though, as Shriekel runs in. Going to get the flank on Lind, but he's not even going to get Lind until it's too late. Lind gets Playbug, but he is. Shriekel's going to somehow get both.
Yeah, but
Shriekel is
Shriekel
unable to drop him. It's now a 1v1, but it's a sliver of health on Shriekel. All Pistage has to do is land one shot to win this for LCG. One simple shot needs to come through from Pistage as he's playing in Bathroom. It's at 60%, and he's going to do it. We finally get a win. No tie today.
So
Pistage
close. Oh my
with the
god,
win.
what a game, what a round. Wow, that was actually so close, and I don't know why Shriekel didn't try, switching for a more automatic weapon there, because he obviously had the Saber, super hard to challenge, especially when you're super low in HP and your opponent is on 100, but it is what it is. It's hard to, again, see the bigger picture in the heat of the moment sometimes, and there we go. LCG, or TL as we've been calling him today because you're a Lind fanboy and now a Toxic fanboy, have won it out. So first map was tied, or first game rather, second game barely went in favor of LCG, but they did win it. So now either map 3, LCG wins or ties, and they're the overall winners. They progress to semifinals. Or Reds win the last game, and we go into another game of overtime, and that is, I don't think my heart can take that, honestly. But let's see. Once again, I think we're gonna go into a 5-minute break, but we'll be back, super soon with the next game. We just need a quick break. The players need a quick break as well. But once again, stay vibing. Do you have any closing thoughts, Melvin?
Uh, I will just very, very quickly. I do want to touch up uh on that bank map once again. How uh LCG is very dominant. It seems on bank tile sets. Even though they did lose that one round, their gunplay and their knowledge of how to get around and how to adapt on the bank tile set is really good. It seems like the second that tile set came out, they were really just notebooks in hand. How do we do good here? And I think if we see bank in the next set, LCG is going to win.
Okay.
100%. If there's no bank, Rats could win this. But I
Yep.
think if there is a bank, I think the bank tile set will be the deciding factor. If Rats can take them on it, Rats will win. If LCG still holds dominant on it, they will win. I think the bank tile set's going to be super important. But yeah, as you said, I think it's break time. Everyone, go use your bathrooms. Use them. Go get water. Stay hydrated. And we'll catch you in the next game. Well, hello.
And we're back. And we're going to game 3. So, once again, for anyone who just recently tuned in, we started the first game off with a tie. Second one, LCG won barely. It was a 7-5, but Reds really kept on scrapping, pun intended, until the very last second, very last round. Even I feel like the last 2, 3, 4 rounds of that game were the best we've seen of Reds so far. And now we're going to game 3. And like I said, LCG's taking this unless Reds can win this map. Then we're going to another game of overtime. But I don't see that happening, honestly. LCG still, I think, are going to do better. I think the short little break is not going to do well for, Reds' mental. But also, like you said before we went on break, as long as there's no bank, anything's possible, right? Because banks seem to have been the biggest problem for the Reds. And they've also all said that they hid in Twitch chat during the break. So there is that.
I'm excited for this third match. Because you said there won't be a tie-breaking match, there will now be a tie-breaking match.
Okay.
Especially because it's our first time, which means we'll have the longest game in due process history now. It'll probably go to like double, triple, quadruple, quintuple overtime now. So thank you for clearing my entire schedule for the rest of the day. um,
Um,
we are gonna get into it though. I'm pretty sure.
Twitch chat has just informed me on what LCG actually means, by the way. It means Ligma City Gamers. So there is that.
No, no.
Mm. Well, Twitch chat had some more profane guesses, so this is pretty vanilla. But yeah.
I
There you
didn't
go. We're
realize
going into
I
the
didn't
game.
realize we were memeing that much in due process.
Well, you get to meet the community and they're just a huge bunch of memers, so I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed. I'm just taken aback. And we're starting it off, by the way, potentially the last game of the day, at least for this series. We're starting off with Kildome, so, your map. And this is also a pretty interesting composition, right? Oh, we're not even there. There we go. Now you can see it as well. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, so Kildome, go. 1, 2, 3.
Kildome, this observation, unlike we saw the other ones, the observation was kind of off to the side. This observation is kind of front and center. It's getting a nice view of everything. You can see into pit, you can see into base, beach.
Mm-hmm.
You do have that back of jungle. You've got, if I'm correct, who's... Okay, yeah, they are attacking first. All right, just making sure. I had a little derp there. So yeah, we've got a little. We have LCG attacking. Oh my goodness, my brain is not working. So we have LCG attacking first in this tile set. No bank yet, as we've said earlier. I think that's going to be the deciding factor. Um,
I we've
Good.
sorry, yeah. I was just kind of my brain wasn't working, but we've seen a roster change like during the maps. On if you take a look at the rats, they're now playing with Fishy. So let's see if their last second sub can bring in what they needed, because they were so very close on both games 1 and 2, but they just couldn't bring it home neither of the times. And maybe this one specific sub that is currently destroying all the TVs and the cameras is exactly what they needed, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. It looks like we're gonna get an eco round from LCG again, as they not really an eco. They do have that's one smoke. They've got another smoke, and they've got a grenade. So 2 smokes gone, grenade gone. They do have a tar. They have 2 tars, so not really eco, just eco in the sense of explosives. But they are going to
Oh
take
yeah.
beach base immediately. They're going to smoke observation. But I think LCG is now being aware that even with the power off, rats are lying in wait in jungle near the bomb. They are nowhere anywhere else. They've given up that northern side of the map entirely. Grenade goes off to clear the barbed wire at the top of jungle into pit entrance there. Pisser's going to fire some few shots in to kind of say, hey, look over here, look over here. And they are going to fire back, but no one else has really turned their attention there except for Gamer. But Schreikel is going to get some hits there on Flecken. And they're going
Yep.
to get a very nice Molotov in there to hold him outside and hold them in observation. That
Everyone
seems
is
to be
still
the only
playing close
damage
to
done.
jungle, though. It's only 50 seconds left, and it's still a 5v5 on the board. Everyone's still alive, not for long, I assume. But everyone's playing close to jungle, and Toxic will get the entry. That is Sick Gamer that gets taken off. Pistich gets one before getting taken off in a swift refrag, but it's only 35 seconds left. Pablo, one of his own Lin, contributes as well, and now it is all up to Schreikel to hold him off. But it's not looking well for him. He's getting shot at. He's also pinched between 3 attackers. They're also running out of time, so they need to go for the bomb, but Trikill is going to get taken out by Lind for the double there at the end of the round, and that is round 1 of game 3, going very, very convincingly to LCG again. I don't know, you can tell me what went wrong during the round, but like, from what I can tell, as not an expert, um, well, you can have 5 people hiding in jungle. Like, that is not the only thing that you need to hold. I know the bomb is in jungle, but you can just, hold each other's hand and form a circle around bomb. And I don't know, the power of friendship will not solve this one. You need to have more positions, more crossfires, some utility setup, and that is not what Reds decided to do. So, obviously, insanely small sample size, just 1 round, but they seem even less coordinated with Fishy than they were before this change. And
I
I don't like that so far.
I think what went wrong in that one was they gave up too much control with no
Yeah.
return. Like instead of being able to be like, okay, well we're gonna pick them off here, we're gonna get some shots, so they just forfeited so much. The fact that they were all in jungle, the way that jungle was kind of laid out, it was okay for all of them to be there. I believe. I think there was enough space
Mhm.
between everybody to where they could both hold angles. Really good Molotovs though from Rats to delay, but it was the second those Molotovs went away. LCG just took that chance and just rushed straight on in, and were unable to. Well, LCG was able to uh, get their picks, but Rats were unable to really stop that push. It was a very quick push that happened too fast. They relied too much on those Molotovs,
Too fast, too
but they did
furious.
get their hits. They did get their hits. LCG was low. It wasn't like they just stormed in. They did go in pretty low health. Just about, I think, half health was like the most one of them had. So it wasn't easy by say. I just think just a few missed shots by Rats, or maybe the difference between a bullet connecting to a headshot. Rats could have probably taken that.
Okay. Well, let's see if they can bring it back and tie it all back up in round 2, where they will obviously be, as you can see, attacking Factory. And these docks, I've never seen only 2 docks, and the whole actually layout of this factory is not something I've seen before. So why don't you tell me what to expect here?
So conveyors usually give you pretty much almost like a sandbag line You know, you can kind of use that to creep around, use it for cover. You know, for most of your body. Pipe works are always interesting. Usually there is a fan that you can use to get up there, but in this case, it is entrances into server farm. Walk up there on the catwalk and get on top of Pipeworks. Pipeworks moving around on Pipeworks, especially when you've got the sniper, you have free reign to kind of go anywhere, and Schreikel is going to find out that he needs to hit his shots a little bit better, as he kind of misses that first shot on Lind there, and Toxic. They are going to breach into the server. Molotov goes down to delay as Gamer is able to rotate out to safety, or at least get to a more advantaged position holding power.
Oh yeah. Well, flashbangs are coming out, and Sick Gamer will actually get a nice entry, but will get refragged by Pablo. That is what we love to see. Great refrag potential, good positioning. Toxic gets one of his own as well, and Rats are just, you know, losing man count way too early. You are the defenders. You should be hunkered down somewhere, and not as hunkered down as last round, obviously, because that didn't work well. But still, Rats gets, or rather, Sinister Loaf, excuse me, the names confuse me, gets flashbang, Toxic gets 2, Lind gets one of his own, and it's all up to Freikel, whose best strategy would have been to save, but he got taken out before I could have gotten those words out of my mouth. So now we'll just see LCG kind of scour around the map to see if they can get anything useful there. And yep, and defuse the bomb. But I think there's only one bullet in there, right? Or yeah.
It appears they got 3
Oh,
bullets.
3.
They
Oh,
got
you
3
can reload
bullets,
as
yeah.
well. Okay. Well,
so 3 shots. I mean, that's 3 kills. Once again, very low health for Lind Toxic. Pissage at about 80-ish health. Pablo the only one being at full health. Not
Low
really
beta
much Schreikel
confirmed.
could have done to save. He was kind of stuck on pipework, and Lin knew someone was up there. He was zoned in on him the entire time. So I think Schreikel was not long for this world. Another kind of, I guess, like tip for anyone that's new that's watching. When you're a defender, forcing yourself into an attacker situation is how you're going to lose. You have less health. You don't have the faster fire rating gun. You need to make it to where the attackers come to you. If you go to them, unless you know they're low, they're in barbed wire, which are the situations you want, like they're in a molly, they're in a barbed wire, or they're in a choke point. Don't take the fights. You will lose. We saw Roach trying to take a fight there at Conveyor Belt, and he just got headshotted immediately and just dropped. That's not something you're going to be
Very
able
good
to do.
point.
We're going to see the big kill house. I know I talked about this, I think, yesterday. Lumberyard and Garage. Garage being my favorite tile set for the kill house. For the kill house tile set, I should say. But Lumberyard, wide open. It is covered. You are able to go in there as a defender. Unless I think the UAV can circle around and just kind of pinch you, I believe, in some areas, or some instances of Lumberyard. But this one is fully covered, I believe. And we've got LCG getting ready for that wall charge from lockers into club. They don't want to funnel in through a doorway, or if they do, they want to have 2 ways in. And it looks like they also want to go through reception lumberyard into office. They don't want to go through directly into office. They want to just take that more natural walk into office. And as we see once again, Rats kind of giving up a large portion of the map. They could have someone playing in kitchen to maybe allow people to walk through lockers and flank. We may see that. Someone may spawn there. But right now it just looks like their setup is focused on that north side, near office, near club, near just on that northern side of lockers. While, you know, it's common to leave reception and lumberyard open. That's okay. But, like, no one playing in kitchen, I feel like, is a little odd. That's definitely where I would probably be sitting, you know, if someone came through lockers. And now all of them are going to spawn up near club.
Yeah, well, it seems very likely that, you know, at least a few people are going to push through the reception, or at least that's what it would, you know, that's what would seem likely to me if I was a defender. That's what I wanted to say. But it looks like we're actually just going to see 2 door charges, maybe even? No, just 1. Okay, just 1 going into lockers. No, okay, we're pushing reception as well. I need to stop predicting what will happen and need to just let the players do their thing. Because whatever I say, you know, the opposite happens. Sometimes before I can even, you know, finish whatever I'm trying to say.
Actually doing what I've suggested. He is crucially waiting there in kitchen. He's not given anyone his position yet, as Toxic and Pablo move into Lumberyard. Flecken was going to go through Kitchen, but then I guess had a sixth sense and decided I'm just going to go through Lumber. Fishy still all alone down in Kitchen. Lynn and Pistage waiting, I'm assuming, for a call to breach when they're ready in office. So Fishy, without even knowing that they're there, just kind of rotates off. And now Lockers, you know, completely open. Now with the barbed wire being set down, Lynn and Pistage are waiting as the smoke goes off. And a very nice Molly just to kind of delay if they can't take anything too wide on a corner there. Molly's out. Barbed wire is still there, and no grenades on attacking. So they are going to have to find a way to deal with those barbed wires. It is dangerous. They're going to have to hit their shots here.
Probably just shotgun a bunch of flashbangs and just push through, hope it works, and that is exactly what they do, is they start pushing through. Lind and Pistage finally open those doors up and then just rush through, but there's still two people waiting very close to them, so it's a 2v2 and a 3v3 respectively across the map, and there we go. Flashes are coming out, so are Molly's. Pistage stands in the Molly, gets one, gets refragged instantly, and now they're just gonna focus on Club. The Molly's still up, and Toxic gets one of his own. Lind is still a problem there in the back end, but he gets taken out as well by Fishy. Shrike gets one of his own, and it's all up to Toxic because his last teammate also just fell. 20 seconds left, not much you can do there. Shrike gets the second one, and the third one, and that is it for him. And for Reds. Wow.
A 2-1 start. Once again, Rats doing that thing that they like to do, where they have a pretty slow start, and then they scurry and scamper in for a very strong last first round with it. That was literally the last game we saw, where it was a very strong LCG start, and then Rats were just like, knock, knock, we're actually still good at this game, and then they just came back and downed it. They did really good at slowing down that push. Pistage was so determined to get two of them because he saw two of them running away, but a very nice Molotov left him only getting one and stuck in the Molotov. So
hell yeah. Well, you know, Rats are up ahead once again. That's not something that we have seen ever since we first started. Actually, they're not. My bad. The side just got switched. Oh my god. We've had for games 1 and 2, we've had Rats on the left side and, you know, LCG on the right side. So when I just quickly skimmed over the scoreline, it looked like Rats were ahead, but they're obviously not. That is on me. Anyways, they're still just one round behind, and if they can tie it up and maybe even get an early advantage, they'll be able to do something they haven't been able to do on game 2. And I think, honestly, the way to win against LCG at the moment and then get it to overtime is to live up to your...
We'll never know now.
Get in their head, right?
You cut out at live up to their name.
Oh my god. Okay, I said...
You went live up to there, and then you cut out, and I was like, well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, oh my god, I hate it here. I need better internet. But I said Reds should live up to their name. They should do insanely ready stuff so that they get, you know, so that they purposefully get into the heads of LCG.
I think so, and they've been good at that. They've been good at doing weird little things that work for them. And then if we see LCG try to do it, the Rats are like, no, we invented that, and then they just do it. And I think, but LCG, if they can just get a dominant start, Rats do falter. Like a very well exterminator, LCG just kind of storms in, and the Rats flee. But
I was gonna make that joke when we were about to finish off. God damn it.
Yeah, well, you can still make it. Don't spoil it yet.
I will. Okay.
But basically, the Rats can sometimes outsmart the exterminators, and I think we've seen that. But there are some times where, well, the bank map, where they just waltz in and take what they want.
Yep, and this looks like an eco-ish push because, you know, everyone's just going through the beach. Not much utility. They do have a...
They do have a clanker. That is bizarre. Okay. I think they have a wall charge, I believe.
I guess so, but when I see weird stuff... When I see weird stuff, I always just check in with you so I don't say something extremely dumb. But yeah, yes, I mean, that appears to actually be a clacker.
Unless they have the wall charge with them. It's a very
doesn't even matter
door charge to bring, but
Lin finds one, Toxic finds one, and Sinister Loaf will find one as an answer to Toxic, but I think it's too little too late at this point because I don't know, LCG just started off so dominantly, and like you said, when they start off well, they start off well. Pistage gets Shrikle as well, Sick Gamer gets one, but falls in return as well, and another refrag from Loaf, just collecting the kill bounty on his teammates' killers, as Pistage falls as well. And now it's a 2v1, Sinister Loaf low on HP and gets taken off by Lin to finish off the round, and increases LCG's lead to 2 rounds, so 3-1 currently.
Lind, once again, proving very vital in success for LCGs. They had their flares ready for this round in case the power was out, but I was correct. They did have a wall charge to kind of get onto the landing of jungle to kind of match that height advantage, or if not have a height advantage. And they lost too many people in observation. So when they finally got that open, they were just running into Molotovs. They were just running into, you know, concentrated fire, and a very good hold by LCG. The one thing I will say is that Rats is very like they're not doing anything bad. They're not doing anything awful. It's not like, oh my goodness, why would you do that? It's just it's simple mistakes. It could be as simple as a missed shot because maybe the recall went just above someone's head and they die instead of getting the kill, or you know they just walk past as a flashbang goes off, so they get taken out, but they weren't an intended target, and it's just a little bit of unluckiness, I would say, for some of the rat plays that they're trying to do. But skill wise, these teams are so evenly matched.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Now there's literally nothing for me to say, but we are back on, this very weirdly set up factory with just 2 dogs with lights on the walkway. So let's see what both teams have ready for us. It looks like we're going to see an office push. An office, again, seems to be a very, very strong location. First of all, it's elevated. Second of all, it's kind of in the middle. It has an overview of everything, really. And then, you could even have a few of your players go storage, a few office, just kind of split your efforts. But I guess you can tell me why that wouldn't be a good idea. Because whenever I say something, it usually doesn't turn out to be the best idea, and that's why I have you. So, you know, yeah, no.
I think what's going to be important for LCG on this is I mean, the office control isn't super important here, as the only thing the office is going to cover there is Pipeworks. Unless you want to use Office to get on to Pipeworks, which could be big for the attackers. Rats may just go for a simple storage push, and I feel like that's what they're doing. They've only got Tars. No, they are bringing the Saber, though. Each one with one flashbang, a Saber, a shotgun, and Lind proving once again why you need to give him the mop. A quick pick onto Fishy. Fishy, who probably was watching, probably thought that the tails weren't true.
Something's fishy.
The experience, as he is dropped immediately by Lind. And Lind still watching that conveyor belt entrance there, as Pablo is getting ready to throw a molly down to stop the rush that is going to be coming in from Roach and Sinister.
Oh, Trickle almost hit that, but just actually, did he hit that? I think he hit that actually. So nice shot. Nice shot there. Yeah, I've heard. I've obviously known Trickle even from my R6 days, but I've heard good things about his sabering and mopping, and I'm glad that I got to see it. But as I'm rambling about old friendships, Lind gets a second one, and that is Love That Will Fall. Flashbangs are coming out, and the third one falls. Sick Gamer is taken off as well, and the attack of Rats is just falling apart. It's all up to Roach and Shrikle, and at some point they just need to call it quits. Say, hey, let's save the Saber, we still have a round to go. Roach falls as well, it's all up to Shrikle, and he's been listening to us because he just goes very far outside. He's going to be holding a few tight angles with this Saber, and he's going to try getting some exit frags as he, kind of vibes, kind of talk to his team, and yeah, pretty much what I was saying. I don't know. I don't know. They're playing. Oh my god, there.
A thing to kind of note when we're in the overview anyone's paying attention to like that bottom left there. A thing to notice was the positioning of Lind, how he was on dock. He had that truck open, so if he had to pull back to reload, he was in the safety of the truck, while Flecken, who gets his kill onto Sick Gamer, is covering Lind, because as Lind was reloading, they knew he's reloading. We can push that. This is going to be fantastic. And Flecken was there. Flecken saved Lind's life. Lind was able to pull into the truck, reload, and get another hit on. Lind just incredibly crucial with the mop. He's been fire on it this entire series. Even in the games that they tied, if he has the mop, I think they've only lost one round where he's had the mop, I believe, and it was the round as
Yeah.
we talked about before he got rushed. But they
Um.
saved the mop for him on the factory, and they ultimately won that factory run because Lind had the mop.
Yeah, and I've been talking about Tricle and how I've known him and how I've heard he's been really good at sniping. But this is like the third or maybe even fourth round when he was the last on his team alive by far. Like his team just got decimated and he was just vibing there. And that literally only, leaves room for two options. Either Tricle, and yes, he's playing the sniper, obviously, but that keeps happening repeatedly, even when he's not on snipers, as far as I've seen. And so that means that either he's way too passive and his team is too aggressive and they die too soon, or actually, sorry, either he's too passive and that's why everyone dies before him, or the other option is that he's too aggressive and that's why everyone dies before him. And neither is really good, and they need to figure out what it is because they don't seem to be on the same page timing wise. So, you know.
No, you're like nail on the head on that one. That was good.
Thank you.
I think something they do have to keep in mind though is that when they hear Lind on the op, when they hear the mop,
They
the fact
just
that they at this point they need to know who has it, right? Like they've played this. Right, we've been here for like almost 2 hours now. They should know. Hey, it's probably Lind. Let's not go that way. Let's do something else. But the fact that Lind gets one pick and they go, oh, no worries, I'll peek the same exact spot, and then they die to Lind again, and it's like surprise Pikachu face. Like they're like, what? How? And it's like, why are you not surprised? Why are you surprised that Lind is hitting his shots?
Yep. And pretty much, yeah, you're also hitting the nail on the head. We should, I don't know, we should use hammers more because we're both pretty good at this apparently. But round 6, and this is the last round of the first half. I don't know. Again, LCG are just looking so very dominant, but they were also super dominant last game at the beginning of it at least, and then somehow Rats almost tied it up. They were one round away from tying it up, which is super commendable. And keep in mind, game 1 was an actual tie, and when they played each other yesterday in a best of 1 in the Swiss format, they also tied. So they're extremely close, obviously, but LCG so far just seem to be kind of prevailing in these longer games. They managed to keep their momentum, their composure, their I don't know, just collectively seem to stay
No.
together. Oh my god, was that a collat as I ramble?
No, so basically what happened was Lin gets his shot. Lin's shot connects, but they were both super low, stuck in the barbed wire on the Molotov, and just a beautiful Molotov from Pablo. Another
Oh.
Molotov's gonna go off as Flecken is down. Lind once again on the mop. Like, what can you say other than, of course, Pistage finally rotating through kitchen into lumberyard, and he's gonna get his one, and he's gonna get two. Complete
What the hell?
failure by Rats there. They all like Rats scurried on into their little hidey hole that was kitchen, or not kitchen, sorry, lockers. They're all not lockers, god dang it. What is it? Office. My goodness. They're scurried into office. They're sitting there. They're ready. They're getting wall banged. They realize we can't stay here. They could have just retreated into lumberyard and thought about it, but they didn't. They decided to rush through the barbed wire Molotov. Beautiful Molotov by Pablo. Absolutely crucial in winning that round. Lind gets a hit, so Pablo gets a 2K because of it. And Pistage with the flank gets his 2K to just clean up everything. And because of that, it's a 5-1. We're on bank. I've said it. I'm going to say it again. It is going to be 6-1 to LCG.
Okay. And well, do you think we're also going to see a 7-1 after, or will Red somehow pull it back for just a little while longer? Obviously, their chances of even tying it up, let alone winning, are shrinking exponentially by the round. But you know, do you think we will see a 7-1? Is my question.
I think rats are gonna do what they do. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna scurry, they're gonna scamper, and I think they're gonna. I would like to think they're gonna get a couple more. I think it's gonna be 7-3 LCG.
Okay. Well,
I think rats can fight back. I think LCG is too far of a lead. I think, as you said, some spirits have been crushed. Fishy, the subs has come in. He's unfortunately been picked off by Lind a couple times. He's
mhm.
not really had a chance to show what he has been capable of, so we're not going to get to really see what he can be. He could be a phenomenal thing, a player. He could, you know, be the first ace we're going to cast, but Lind sees him as a complete threat and just gets rid of him.
Yeah. I don't know. 7-3 is kind of bold. I think you're just giving the Reds a little bit more credit than they deserve at the moment. If this wasn't Bank, and like you said, it's probably going to be 6-1. If this was just a regular 5-1 with any other tile set being played right now, then yeah, okay, sure, I give them 2 more rounds, but they're probably going to lose this round as well. They have been doing exceptionally bad at it, and they've all stated they hate this tile set the most, which means they're going to go into the next round with a 6-1 scoreline, and I don't see them bringing back 2 rounds after that, excuse me. So, yeah, I think this is going to be the end of the road pretty soon. Maybe they pull 1 round back, but 7-2 is the only thing that I'm giving, and I think I'm kind of gracious there.
Yeah. I mean, the rats are going to do what they do best: scurry into those vents. They're going to use that door charge to get into the vents. Look down into accounting. They are going to break open accounting. They are going to Toxic and Pablo are going to give up accounting, as that is vault door control, not the door button control, but the door control. So accounting is secure. Roach is going to see Pistage, and he is going to drop Pistage first. So that is now in favor of Rats. It's now 5v4 as Roach and Schreikel make their way through Manager to go get that button. As 3 of the 4 LCG members are prepped near that button. Once again, we see Flecken holding close
Oh,
with that auto shotty as he's been
oh.
doing all series.
Three first going
Lind,
out the right direction. Flashbang's also going out, but not quite connecting. Molly will come out, and Lind will get one. Roach will get one in return, though. So once again, kills are just being traded out, and Lind will swing, but it got taken off because Sinister Loaf is actually ready for it this time.
bad
And the
molly by
attack.
Toxic.
Yep. Maybe this is the 1 round that the Reds actually take on Bank. It's shaping up this way, and there we go. Schreikel gets one. Fishy finishes it off. And the Reds somehow stay alive for just a little bit longer. They have time to defuse, they have time to loot the bodies, and they will actually survive. Wow.
Very good play by keeping Fishy near the vault, so that way the rest are able to scavenge and without any worry, without sprinting across the map screaming, they're able to get that vault bomb diffused. And I'm sorry, but Flecken, we don't get to see him pop on the auto shot too much because he keeps getting wall banged or grenaded. Like he is getting incredibly unlucky with where he's being positioned, with the shots that come through onto him. It's just incredibly unlucky for him. But Lind trying to challenge a long angle there didn't really work. We had a fail Molotov throw there at the end, and LCG kind of fell apart, which is surprising. They were very dominant. This is the first round we're seeing that uh they kind of faltered. They showed a sign of weakness, and Rats went for the throat.
Yep. Sorry, just give me a second. I'm discussing stuff with Twitch chat because there's some confusion about casters in there.
So something that we haven't done, we haven't talked about. Holy crap, what's actually happening? We too busy talking about the previous map to talk about what's actually going on in the current map. So we're going to see convenience store, a very interesting convenience store from the other ones we've seen. We see that the teller is in the straight center, so you can use it as a line of sight and defense for the back near storage, but you could also essentially just blow open storage and then wall charge into storefront, but that's not what they're going to do. to take teller control. They are assuming they're going to take the front of storefront, get in there, and grenade near teller, and kind of just take control of that storefront. As well as, I believe they've got lines. Yeah, they want to do like a sweep through arcade. I don't know if they're going to be doing a night vision play. I can't see if they've got any night vision right now. As well as it appears they do not have night vision selected right now. But they are bringing that wall charge. They've got that ready for the front, and we're going to see how LCG shapes up this defense round. Are they going to make it 6-2? Are we going to see that third round win by Rats? And could Rats start? Could this be the Rats comeback?
If this is the Reds comeback, then I don't know. I wanna say I'll shave my head, but no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's happening, but I am
I
not
need
too sure. I don't want
I
to
need
bet
to
on it.
see more Rat fans in in the Twitch chat. I need to see like that Rat dance emote. I just need to see that spammed. Oh.
By the way, I don't think the stream hears Simber, so whatever you just said, you can relay onto the viewers, Melvin.
I believe if LCG wins, they win the series. I'm pretty
No.
sure. Oh, if they
Oh,
tie.
that's
Oh,
actually
that's right, because they
correct.
already won. They won the second
Yeah,
round.
okay,
Yeah.
that is right. And there you go. Entry will actually come in as Sick Gamer gets Pablo, so it is all looking up Rats for just one more round. But like we've just been informed of, because we can't think for ourselves apparently, they just need to tie this up. They only need one more round. We've been on match point for quite a while now. Shots from Saber coming out as well. Shrikle takes a lot of damage while dishing just a little bit out of his own. Sinister Low will close the doors there and is just waiting for the person playing right in the middle of everything, but they cannot just get to them. Shrikle gets one of his own, actually, and Roach will get one, but Shrikle and Fishy will both fall. Sinister Love gets the last one, and that is how Rats stay alive for just one more round. They have not been driven out of the house yet.
I think I think I was correct. I think this Rats have found steam. That was an incredibly. I know we were discussing something that we weren't aware of, that all LCG needs to do is tie, and they win the series. So Rats fighting back with every ounce of strength, and a very, very dominant convenience store. They just walked in and they took it. They're not messing around anymore. It is the prediction of what I said. I said it would be 7-3. So we are uh we're at that threshold for them. Could they prove me wrong? Could they come back? Could they win it? You know,
No.
and then we have to see another match, because as you said, that won't happen, which usually means it will happen.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. Dome. Kill Dome. Maybe this is where Rats are finally driven out, and LCG secured their spot in the semifinals, because if they just lose four more rounds somehow, then they will have to play another one. If they tie or win, they are done. They're going to semifinals, and sadly, Rats are going home.
And it's kind of unfortunate because both teams, like as we've discussed before, Rats have made some silly plays and LCG have made some silly plays, but no team is bad. I don't want anyone in chat to think that we're harping on them because they're bad. Like, both teams are playing really well.
And
Both teams have shown their flaws. Both teams have shown their incredible strength. But these teams are very evenly matched, and I think whoever comes out on top, well deserved. But whoever also goes home shouldn't be upset. They played really well. Today
and
was
it's
it was a really good game.
the matches that we're seeing now, so quarters, semis, and finals, are just for the cash prize and for the seeding. Like we said previously, if you've just tuned in, all of the teams that are currently qualified for the playoffs happening today and the next weekend are already qualified for the major, either from this qualifier or from the previous ones, meaning that even if Reds get knocked out, which is still very likely to be, even if they have been gaining some little bit of momentum in the last few rounds, they are still going to play at the major. Their spot is secure. It's just a question of seeding and a question of if they can get a little bit extra money from this open. But they are going to the major nonetheless. So, nothing to be said about either way.
Some really good due process today. I'm excited to see the next game as well. Really, I hope everyone in chat's enjoying it as well. Really good games today.
Yeah.
Um, but the better casters are next, we promise.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna start off. They're gonna rush into beach. Something we don't see Lind playing in the bunkers to try and get some picks here. He is gonna tag Roach quite a bit before ultimately retreating to get a reload in. Roach at critical health. Anybody could probably take him out now, but he isn't holding anything too much. He does have the grenade, which is pretty vital. So I hope he can get that, or if he does die, someone's able to pick that up. But everyone seems to be full on utility except for Fishy and Gamer. Very slow observation take as well. They're being very methodical and careful. They don't want to make any mistakes. They can't afford to make any mistakes. As Fishy, stuck on the barbed wire, they do get the grenade off, but Fishy probably would have died to his own teammate's grenade there as Lynn gets the pick there. Toxic onto Sick Gamer there as they're just funneling on in as Sinister gets picked up by Pablo, who's been patiently waiting back
Oh
in the north side of the
no.
mat. And just like that, Lind another pick as they just rats funneling through like a what's those like rat traps where they like walk on the little they walk on like the spinny thing that's over the bucket and they just kind of fall in.
Oh
That's
my
what just happened.
god.
That's what just and Lind was the bucket. Well, technically it
Okay.
was the bucket and Lind was the spin.
Well, once again, it's all up to Schreikel, and he's up against 5. I don't think he can win this one out. He did pick up a Grauber, however, so maybe, just maybe, he can get a few shots off. And if he gets the kills that he, or rather, if he doesn't get the kills that he needs, if LCG finish him off, we're just gonna cut it because the game is already decided. And the first angle is down. That is Pistage that will fall. But there's still 4 to go, with only 3 HP from Schreikel. 20 seconds left, nothing he can do. He will not even get the
Oh,
first one as he gets killed with the
gets
molly.
mollied.
The rats have
The
been exterminated.
disrespect.
There we go.
One thing
I
I
still
will
did the
say,
joke.
one thing I will say, Lind has been crucial on his mopping. Pablo has been really good with his Molotov throws. Even if it's something that simple like they're just getting that final kill there, he's done a couple really good bomb denial Molotov tosses. He's been really good. He's been practicing those arc throws.
We've seen a bunch of insane Molotovs today. But yeah, that is it. We're just cutting it off because, like we said, I know the usual game only ends when the team reaches 7, but in this case, it was enough to just tie it up for LCG, as they've already gotten one tie before and then one win. So this is pretty much it for us. I think we're gonna go back to face cams if we aren't yet. No, we aren't. So I think we're just gonna go back to face cams. We're gonna wrap it up really fast, and yep. Um, let's talk about the game very shortly, I guess, Melvin.
Do what?
I said let's talk about the game really shortly.
Oh, so some things we saw today, as I've been fanboying the entire time. Let me go back to my notes on my previous game real
Okay.
fast. We have on that first game, uh, where we saw the tie. Uh, Pablo had a really good Molotov on bomb. He did that
Yeah.
multiple times that set. We had the swap. We saw LCG use all of their utility, all their smokes, all their grenades, all their wall charges, and no, it was rats, I believe. They used all their stuff, and they won. They won the next round, which was incredible. I already threw them out to lose that round, and they just went, you know what, Melvin? Screw you. You're wrong, and we're
Yeah.
gonna win.
Well,
And they won that one.
caster's
Toxic
curse.
and Lind on incredible flanks. Lind and Toxic played together beautifully. 9 times out
Yeah.
of 10, if Lind was pulling back from a mop shot, Toxic was there to cover. Flecken, uh, very unfortunate that he didn't get to really shine too much. As anytime he was holding close with a shotgun or the auto shotty, he would get wall banged. There was a case where he was kind of stuck in a wall where the grenade landed at his feet to basically get rid of barbed wire, but it ended up getting him. And it was just very unfortunate that
Well,
he got taken out kind of a bit too early, and Pistage uh, almost like king flanker in LCG's a lot of key flanks that he was able to
yeah.
secure for LCG to get the win. But if I had to give a player of the game without really being a fanboy, I would 100% have to say it's Lind.
Okay.
His crucial shots in terms of his mop shots, in terms of the picks he was able to get, literally dictated how a round went. You
Yeah.
saw that he rushed in and turned on the opened the bank vault that one round, which I was really
Mm-hmm.
mad about. But he just held the rotate and got two while his teammates defused.
Yep.
100%. I think Lind did a phenomenal job with Toxic covering him as well. Same with Fleck, and I think they all played into Lind really well. They all played off each other incredibly well, and it was just a really good game for
Mm-hmm.
LCG. Really good game of due process, to be honest. Both teams played well, but LCG, unfortunately for Rats, came out on top and in a dominant game fashion.
Yeah. Well, sadly, Lin didn't actually manage to get an ace, so you're not sending him flowers like you said you would. But good thing is he still has, the semifinals and then either the finals or the third place match to kind of get that ace. So maybe you can send him flowers then, unless it was a one-time offer. But I think that is pretty much it for it. I think Melon wrapped it up really nice in an analytical way where it was still understandable, but he also provided some insights. So I'm not even going to try and top that because I don't know the game well enough. And I'm just going to thank you all for tuning in. We're once again just going to go on to a 5-minute break. And then we're actually going to throw it off to our friends, our co-workers, our co-casters, however you want to call them, Echo and Benny. And if it's them, the vibes are going to be insanely high. So like, don't go anywhere. Stay here. Before we get off, just one more thing, I guess. Obviously we're both still learning. Melon's learning casting. I'm learning how to play DPL, the due process rather. But you guys have just been so insanely welcoming so far, and I really appreciate it. I know Melvin does too. Any and all criticism is always welcome as well. Melvin's just giving you a heart on cam. So yeah, I guess that's it really. Just thank you for being super, super nice to us so far.
Yeah. And I think before we send it off, thank you for thank you. It was a really good first game. As I said, really good
Yeah.
first game for us. Really good best of three. Really good due process played by both teams.
Mm-hmm.
If I could handshake all of the players, I definitely would. I think both teams played really well, and I'm excited for the future games. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Please welcome Echo and Benny up next. I've been Melvin. I've not been Boxy, but Boxy's been Boxy. But we're gonna sign off. Thank you for welcoming us today, and we will see you in the next game.
All right.
Go use the bathroom and water.